Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
Yeah, happy Monday. Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver legends. Jay Blizzy, Jay Black over there rocking. And DJ Cam, get us web number one. Good morning, fellas. Good morning.
Good morning. How was your weekend?
Well, but first, before I even go into that, how does my mic sound? Because I don't like the way your mic sounds, Cam.
You don't like the way it sounds?
No, something's going on. Something's going on.
Oh, Sexy Mo. Sexy Mo was over there touching your
yeah. Did you let Sexy Mo touch your microphone, Cam?
No, I did not.
It sounds like you're talking outside. Like we can't really. Like,
I don't know what it is. I'm talking directly into the mic.
Yeah,
I sound clear as hell to me in the headphones.
No, you sound. Yeah, you look amazing. Pause.
Thank you. I mean,
like your situation with whatever you got going on with your camera work and all that good stuff. You look HD, but you sound like a black and white movie. I don't know what's going on.
What to do.
Like it is super hollow. Go to your settings, like you tell us.
I was always funny. I was always the funniest kid in the room, the funniest teenager in the class, and the funniest adult. Back then, I didn't even know that this would be my career. It was my protection. Funny is what got me through every trauma in my life. Every person I lost, every fight I lost, every girlfriend I lost. Funny always got me through these things. It was the one relationship that I knew I can't live without this one. I need funny. I gotta make people laugh. I gotta take away their anger so it won't be directed at me. And that relationship was so important that it literally turned into my job. And I thought, this is the end all, be all, be funny. Until I met alcohol. When I met alcohol, that relationship took over. I can only explain my relationship with alcohol like a toxic relationship. And we see it all the time. There's a person, let's just say it's a woman who has a bright smile that lights up the room, who has all the energy in the world, and everybody loves this woman. But she's in love with this toxic man that brings her nothing but pain, brings her violence, brings her this sadness that she can't compare to anything else in the world. But even though that man brings that to her, she can't find it in her mind. She can't even fathom living without this toxic person. That is my exact relationship with alcohol.
Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
Yeah. What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. The man was just in a historical movie, Coming to America 2. Y'all put your hands together for an OG, hilarious comedian and actor. Y'all get it for Rodney Perry. Rodney Perry's in the building. Rodney mother is in the building.
What up?
First time I saw you, you had this bit. I don't know if you do it anymore. But you had this bit that was so genius where you danced on stage and you threw, like you were pop locking and you threw it. And he would throw it to the entire crowd.
Dude, it's a dude I did it in Detroit last weekend. This dude act like he was waiting his whole life for this moment.
Here it comes.
Man, dude, I had to tell, I was like, dude, that's enough. I love the show, man. I love what y'all doing, man. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends. Your escape from reality. Right here on Free Agent Radio.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym. And now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do.
Michael Shawn wears
tight shirts every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when the summer comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
What? Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Whatever. Tight shirts in the morning at work and when I grieve. I even wear tight pajama tops when I sleep. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Yeah. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Every day.
Mike Shawn wears
tight shirts. To the gym or wherever.
tight shirts.
Tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, Michael Shawn and We the Worst Records, Pluto, Aristotle, and P Skills have just destroyed or created another perfectly horrible song. Yeah. Check out the next single, Grown Man Wearing Skinny Jeans.
That's it, bro. Mix it up, bro.
Oh, yes, I like that. What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. We're talking to Do It All. Do It All, you've done more than hip hop. But I just want to ask you, as an artist, you know, watching you guys, I was young. I'm like, Lords of the Underground's going to be popping forever. When you, as a group, start feeling like things are changing.
Right.
Like, you know, the fire, the heat ain't what it used to feel like. How do you deal with that, and how does it feel?
Oh, man. It does not feel nice. It does not feel nice. Yo, that's a great question too, though, Mike. I forgot how dope of a media guy you was, brother.
Thank you.
Or Cam and Jay Black making you look good. I remember coming down though. This is just one part of it. I remember getting down to my last 15 grand. And you talking about lords at our heights, we was making 80,000 a night. You know, when you're doing 4 nights, 5 nights, when you popping, you know, and we get it from the other artists now. But that was what we was making. That was our highest that we was making a night. It was about 80 stacks a night. I remember being down to my last 15 grand. Redman and Meth, I think, had just started the television show, How High. Right? So, you know, me and Reggie, we grew up together. So I'm starting to feel it, you know. So I call my man who's popping. I'm like, I'm trying to go on tour with him. I'm trying to just see what it is. No callbacks, no answering, no nothing. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like we could text really like that back then.
Right.
So when you're doing bad and you have your own fears, you start to kind of implement them on other people. You start to put them in other people's spaces like it's their problem. So when I was having my problem, I reached out to one of my guys who was doing good and expecting that he owed me something because he was my man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So no callbacks, no nothing. So I gave my $15,000 to my brother who ran a Stanley Steamer company. And I seen him making money from it. I'm like, yo, let me invest. And this is how naive I am. Let me invest this 15 grand and you give me back money. He like, dude, that ain't how it work. You can't just give me 15 grand or something I've been working
flip
on
this for me. I need you to flip this.
You want me to give you back? This ain't the lottery. Like, you can't just put, you know, but he understood where I was coming from. He was like, you know what, man? Give me the 15 grand. I'll give you back a certain interest in a month. And I'm really just looking out. But he was like, yo, but you got to come down here and learn how the company works. I was like, man, I don't clean the carpet.
I'm doing it all. What are you talking about? Yeah,
my video's still on MTV. Right? You know what I mean? Be like, yo, bro, I might need somebody to come in, or I might need you to know what's going on just in case. I was like, all right. I go down with him. We in South Jersey because this company cleans in South Jersey. I'll never forget this. So I go into this dude's house. He's showing me how to clean the carpet and all of that. I see the dude. The dude just kept looking at me like, oh, this guy looks familiar. Like, I know this guy. Never said it to me, but it sunk into me. You know, like, nah, I can't. I didn't just travel the world, making 80 grand a night, bought my mother a house, got a couple of cars. I didn't do all that stuff to come back to cleaning or not come back, but to start cleaning carpets. Right. I was like, nah. So I'm driving home from there thinking about all of this, like, yo, I got to do something better. So Redman pops into my mind. As soon as he pops in my mind, we pull up on the New Jersey Turnpike. I'm in a truck. I had a Range Rover at the time. I'm in a truck. He had just got when the convertible BMWs first came out, I think like the 650s or something like that. The convertible joints. Now, Redman doesn't really rock all his jewelry and all that type of stuff all the time. He's not a flashy dude. This day, he looked like $1 million. Looked like Mr. T. $1 billion.
Yeah, he had all Mr. T's
on. He got every jewel on. He's coming through the now, mind you, I have been calling him all the time, no return calls. I see him at the toll booth, yo. And he's happy. He sees me, looks up at like through the other toll booth, looks, he's like, yo,
what's up?
Pull over. I'm gas faced already. Like, I pull over on the highway. In my mind, I'm like, man, I just finished working, cleaning. You looking like $1 million. I pull over. He jumps out like, yeah.
Yo, what's up?
I'm like, what's up? Like, why you? And he looks at me.
Like, what's wrong with you?
Pauses. And he goes, and Red's a funny guy. He goes, you look like you've been working.
Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends. Your escape from reality. Right here on Free Agent Radio.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. Dog, Straight Outta Rehab was a song that I made when I came straight out of rehab.
Straight out of rehab.
Straight out of rehab, a crazy alcoholic named Michael.
Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
And I remember the producer didn't know if he wanted to play it because I guess it was too transparent. But my thing was I was gone for like 2 months. And they kept saying I was on vacation. I was like, damn, Howard Stern don't go on a 2-month vacation.
So you was 2 months off of the radio, you were gone, and then you popped back up.
Yeah, and Dee Dee, the host of the show, was like, Michael Shawn's on vacation. And I was like, I had to giggle at that. There was some type of law they couldn't say I was in it was some ridiculous human resource was saying something they couldn't say I was in rehab. And I was like, but I'm saying I'm telling you, you can say it. Like, you can say I'm in rehab. So that was the basis. Like when I was in rehab, I was writing that after I got over, being in rehab. Like when I got comfortable.
Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends. Your escape from reality. Right here on Free Agent Radio.
We the worst rankers, baby. We about to ruin another instant classic. People were like, Mike Shawn, where you been for 60 days? Yo, Aristotle, let's tell her. Straight out of rehab, a crazy alcoholic named Michael. Trying to break this alcoholic cycle. 2 shots, 3 shots, just to start the day. My girl mad, cause I'm even drunk on Sundays. Every day, I'm headed to the liquor store. Take a shower, liquor coming out my pores. People saying, Mike Shawn, you better try and chill. Mind your business, and hand me some Advil. Got a headache, I'm so hungover. Gotta work in the morning, hope I'm sober. DUI, now I'm getting pulled over. Oh Lord, now I'm getting pulled over. Please, sir, step out the car. Hand me your license and recite the alphabet backwards. Backwards? Oh! Straight out of rehab, crazy alcoholic up in AA. Say my name out loud, they reply, hey. 60 days in a drug-free clean state. Cold word, I was on a little vacay. Sharing feelings that I never thought I'd ever say. Grabbing tissue, eyes sweaty, I don't wanna stay. Calling home, yo, let me talk to my maid. No, for real, let me talk to my maid. Man up, 12 steps is the game plan. Tell the truth if you really wanna beat it, man. No chicks, no drink, pass on the tab. Michael Shawn, and I'm straight out of rehab. We the worst rankers, baby. We have just ruined another classic song. Michael Shawn, Aristotle, Pluto, Rest Up, Bill Cosby, my man Flip, Mika Badass. Yeah, Michael Shawn, we the worst records. You know what I say? Yeah. Straight out of rehab. This is where it goes, Mike. Let me explain. When you are mentally addicted to alcohol or any substance, your brain now has been brainwashed. Your brain has now been brainwashed to believe that you cannot function without this drug in your system. Nothing. There's nothing you can do. You can't watch sports without alcohol. You can't go to work without alcohol. You can't have sex without alcohol. You can't go to your daughter's recitals without alcohol. You can't go to a wedding without alcohol. You can't go to court without alcohol. You can't meet with your lawyer without alcohol. Your brain is now trained. You have to have liquor in your system. But technically, at that point, it's a lie. You've just been tricked that you can't function until you become physically addicted to alcohol. That's when it's showtime. See, because mental is just a belief. When you become physically addicted to alcohol, now this is a fact. Your ass better have a certain amount of liquor in your system at all times. Your body don't play no games. Your body's like, I wish you would try and go more than 3.5 hours without some liquor in your system. Mike, go ahead, Mike, try me. Go ahead, let's see what happens. You know what's gonna happen, Mike. You think the last shakes were bad? Or we gonna make them shakes turn into convulsions? We might break you down and your legs will be too weak for you to walk up a flight of steps. That shaking and shivering. Oh, we got the good one for you too, Mike. You know when you get to the liquor store and your hand is shaking so bad you can't put that debit card in the machine? And you don't even know how embarrassing this is until the clerk puts your hand and steadies it and puts it in there. Oh, Mike, don't play with me. The funny thing is my job at the radio station was a 4-hour job. And I had timed it out that at 3.5 hours, it was trouble. The irony in that is crazy. God has a sense of humor. 4-hour job, 3.5 hour limit on having alcohol or no alcohol in my system. At 10 o'clock, I'd run out that radio station, get in my car, and I'd drive around the corner, and boom, I get to the liquor store. I was like a bad drunken movie. I'd get my shots and do the, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, ooh, that was a close one. Oh, I could have sworn that must have been like 4 hours and 10 minutes. Oh, man, never gonna do that again. All right, the bar should be open about now. Let's get to the bar. Go visit somebody at the hospital, have a little bottle, and pop that bad boy open. Oh my God, stashes until your daughter finds a stash. The twins had Autumn and Kayla, my twins, had a dance. Their first dance in middle school, and I was drinking all day. I got them there. I mean, I didn't even drive. My fiance, Stacy, drove, and I made it. And I even videotaped them. I got out the car, and I was good. I videotaped them walking in. I said, I'm being a good dad. I got in the car. We drove home, and I kept drinking. Passed out. I couldn't make it back for the pickup. But hell, I got them there. Well, at least I rode there with them. I took pictures. My oldest daughter found the stash. And my oldest daughter came into the bedroom as I was passed out and groggy, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. What the hell's going on? What is she talking about? What is she talking about? Is this what you do, Dad? Is this what you want? Is this why you couldn't take the twins or pick them up from their first dance? You had to drink these? You had to get these, Dad? Is that what you needed? And I'm like, how did she find the stash? I had the audacity to yell back at my daughter. Girl, who you talking to like that? I don't know who you talking to in this house like that. The audacity to get mad because she found the stash. Everything she said was the truth. But me, I wanted to argue. I don't know who you're talking to. I'm still your father. You don't talk to me like that. And in the back of my mind, my sick alcoholic ass, I was sitting there looking at my stash saying, girl, if you don't want this to become a real problem, you better not throw out what's ever in that stash. If you don't want this to really get turned up, you better not throw out what's in that stash.
Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
Yeah. Happy Monday. Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends. Jay Blizzy, Jay Black over there rocking. And DJ Cam, get us web number one. Good morning, fellas. Good morning.
Good morning. How was your weekend?
Well, but first, before I even go into that, how does my mic sound? Because I don't like the way your mic sounds, Cam.
You don't like the way it sounds?
No, something's going on. Something's going on.
Oh, Sexy Mo. Sexy Mo was over there touching your
yeah. Did you let Sexy Mo touch your microphone, Cam.
No, I did not.
It sounds like you're talking outside. Like we can't really. Like,
Nah, I don't know what it is. I'm talking directly into the mic.
Yeah,
I sound clear as hell to me in the headphones.
No, you sound. Yeah, you look amazing. Pause.
Thank you. I mean,
like your situation with whatever you got going on with your camera work and all that good stuff, you look HD, but you sound like a black and white movie. I don't know what's going on.
What to do.
Like it is super hollow. Go to your settings, like you tell us.
No, not a problem, sir. I love the fact that Mike's doing this. I love this.
No, because my microphone is killing me right now. The funny thing is, I was going to spend the first 4 or 5 minutes of the show making sure this mic, because I got this gain button. Gain button.
You just tweak. Oh, okay.
Did I just tweak it right there?
You did.
Yeah, and I'm going to work this out. And in J Black's favorite word, we're gonna have true transparency.
Sometimes we need shows like that where you just gotta take a minute to.
Yeah, because listen,
is that better?
Yes,
that is excellent.
Is that better?
Cam.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't know what you did, but take a picture of it. Remember it.
You know what it was? It was set to the microphone of the camera.
Got you.
Being I set up the camera, it did a default. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so now you're beating us in everything. Now your mic sounds perfect and your HD. There, you have a crate in the back that is red. Anybody listening on Free Agent Radio, and it is super red. And I'm so frustrated right now with how I look right now that tonight, I gotta go to a writer's meeting. Gotta do this. I'm gonna get a new webcam.
Oh,
because I have to get the HD flavor that you have right there.
All right. So what I probably need to be is on the top, maybe get you guys on the bottom. What do you think?
It would be good, but first, before you do that, you would probably slow down just a little bit.
That looks a lot better, Shawnee. I like that. Thank you. Is there any way Jay on the bottom? We get Jay to the bottom?
And actually, no. Keep Jay there, because actually, when it comes to quality, they done put him in the front.
This is great.
If you're listening on Free Agent Radio right now, they got him in the middle.
Look at them new headphones. I can see
in the middle.
He got.
I'm doing leads.
Whoa, pause. I've never been in the middle. Pause.
He got brand new headphones. He got brand new cameras.
Yeah, I did the J Black. I did the J Black with the headphones.
He got a whole lot. There's a whole lot going on right there.
I ain't mad at him. Free Agent Radio is popping. Thank y'all for listening. Yes.
That is amazing. That is funny. And I'm still looking ghostly. Like I'm checking. I don't even know what I want to look like right now on mine. I'm telling you, I'm going out shopping today.
Wow. You hear that? It's going out. And for me, I'm thinking I need to do my Cash App so I can get this webcam as well. So for those who want to donate,
no, your thing is fine. Your thing is fine. Now you started. Now you sounding whorish.
Oh,
because your picture is fine.
Oh, I thought we wanted to all be uniform with the HD.
No, but
look.
you have an HD look.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I thought you said cams was clear. I'm like, oh, I need the camera then.
See, I'm still finagling with this light.
With the light.
$ I am J Black. Yeah. I had to finish the thought. My thought. Good morning. Good morning to all the comments.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Comments. Good morning.
Shout out to everybody on the comments and all that other good stuff. So so they're gonna get mad at me for this particular thing because I know the Oscars were last night. And
well, 2 nights. Yeah.
I want everybody to understand. I support every minority in movies that are trying to make it happen. We know how hard it is for you guys to make movies, and I've supported all the movies streaming, everything. I've supported, and I've done my part. I just don't care about the Oscars, y'all. I just don't care.
You don't wait. The biggest movie releases, and
I don't care. I don't care what a bunch of folks decided to tell me what was the best one. I know what the best one for me was. I don't need I get it. It's an amazing guys. I just don't care.
So you're not looking for best I can't even pronounce the word.
Cinematic director. I don't give a at all.
best production designer, whatever that Mac movie was, they killed it.
And God bless
I don't know what
them.
that is.
Judas and the Messiah.
No,
I
don't
watched
see that one. I don't see that one.
No, somebody won from Judas and the Messiah,
Okay.
and it's absolutely an amazing movie. It's an amazing effing movie. It really is. Like and then another movie
Soul won an award.
Who?
Best animated feature. Soul, the black movie, the first Disney black movie.
An amazing movie.
Nice.
Amazing.
Nice.
So please don't take this the wrong way. I just don't care about that.
Okay.
I don't care. Like, I know when Sidney Poitier won an Oscar, how incredible that was to break in a white dominated organization. I'm not disrespecting that in any way.
But we have to still acknowledge we won one. The black actor did for best supporting actor, the guy from Judas and the Messiah, he did one. Daniel, I can't never pronounce his name. You know the guy from Get Out, that black guy with the big poppy eyes. He won.
Yes.
He got that. So congrats. Okay. We got one. We got one.
God bless. But if you think I'm watching, if you think I'm gonna sit and watch that. Like when you win, I'm like, yeah. And I'm liking Instagram posts and Twitter. I'm reposting. I'm doing the whole thing. But if you think I'm sitting there in that boring ass show, and COVID-19 made it even worse because now it's like sporadic people in the audience or whatever. Like it's like, God bless him.
Here we go.
Amazing.
Here we go.
He's amazing. He got
his Oscar. Yes.
And guess what? That Oscar in his hand right now has made him a few million right now. Just right there. Boom.
For sure.
Oscar winner. Yeah, the price goes up.
I just don't care.
I just don't care. Look at the comments. Yeah.
Listen, I always say this. I will say this. I will say this. I will say this. And Tyler Perry has said this. And I know we have a lot of stuff we can say about Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry said it. He said, you guys keep complaining about not being recognized by the Oscars. Why are y'all so busy trying to be at that table? Just make your own table.
Well, it costs money, but okay, I get what he's saying.
And that's what Tyler Perry did. Madea ain't never gonna win an Oscar, but you damn sure best believe that man is financially free to do whatever he wants to do. And Hollywood can't tell him a mother thing. Matter of fact, Tyler Perry has done so much that I always wonder, I always hope he has the correct security around him, because he has formulated something in Atlanta and in his studios that he knows he don't need Hollywood. And whenever you don't need Hollywood, that's when the problems happen. Whenever you're Prince and Michael Jackson and you don't need the record label, and Michael Jackson sat up here and said, I'm worth more money dead than I am alive.
Yeah, because he was in debt. Yeah,
but I'm worth more money dead. And people always say he was in debt. He was never in debt. He had the leverage of owning the masters to the Beatles. Not just his joints, the Beatles. But he knew he was worth more. So Tyler Perry, and listen, I'm not downgrading anybody who wins an Oscar. If I won an Oscar, I'd probably tear up there and be like, Mom and Dad and my kids and Stacy and Amani and Kel and Autumn and everybody. I'd probably tear up. But if I was a cousin, I probably still wouldn't watch the show, because the show is boring as hell, y'all. The show is boring as hell. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, who?
It always was. This is not new.
Like, God bless the Billy Crystal and the host. At least we used to have fun when there was a host. when Chris Rock hosted it and Billy Crystal hosted it like 13,000 times and David Letterman and you'd watch it. And then, you know, they'd be like, for best rear view director camera that was in the corner of the studio and didn't have any sound, the nominees are from nominees are from a cube melting in an ice tray.
Yeah.
By what? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
I can't. But anybody who won, you overcame the obstacles. You literally overcame the obstacles that Hollywood didn't want you there, and you did it. So God bless, and we applaud, that, and we really do. So I don't want y'all to think at all. I'm just saying I am bored by the Oscars in the worst way. It'd be like cinematic hairdresser, fashion designer, the person who did the tailoring, that did the end scene for the star of the movie that was able to captivate his inner scrotums to make them look like and the nominees are.
And you like, I hope I win.
And they in there like, yo, I hope I cuffed them scrotums correctly because best designer of
that's hilarious. That's so true.
And the nominees are for Death in an Addict. You're like, what? I've never seen this movie. How do we even know that everything was done in his inseam if he was in the attic? Death in an Addict. And then everybody claps it up.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Never heard that movie.
For Wax in the Left Ear.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Robinson.
I want all my credit.
These people?
Hey, if I put the wax in that left ear, I want mine. Let me get mine. It's a skill for that. I'm sure it's a skill for all of these things.
Oh, man. For the right rib. Desiree Wilkinson. Desiree Wilkinson. Desiree Wilkinson. Oh my God.
Like a sister girl.
And the winner is they be really amped. He's like, I don't care about this. Like, God.
Mm-hmm.
Latrice Vermeil for Aliens in Space. What? Latrice Vermeil is brought up by her. Oh God, come on, man. This is the dumbest. Like, honestly, y'all. Like, let's keep it like really 100. I'm Puerto Rican. Cam is black, African American. Jay Black is black, African American. Let's keep it 100. We would never go to this party if there wasn't something that we can gain from it. We would never go to the Oscars, yo. We would never go unless our people were like, yo, you have to go because this is major. And if you win this, we would never just voluntarily be like, yo, like the Super Bowl. We would voluntarily be like, yo.
We're going to Super Bowl.
We're going to Super Bowl. Like, let's go. We going. NBA Finals. We going to NBA.
Absolutely.
BET Awards. We're going to the BET Awards. How about this? When it was popping, the MTV Awards. We were like, yo. Yeah. So it doesn't always have to be an urban thing. The MTV Awards. We're like, pow, let's go.
The Soul Train Awards. Don't forget
Soul Train Awards. Back to urban, but Soul Train Awards.
We there.
Dog, I would literally even go to like, because y'all, I don't know if y'all watch the award shows, the People's Choice Awards are so hilarious because people get to do their things. Like they literally drink liquor at the tables. Oh. Like they can get lit. They don't have to hide the drinks at the People's Choice Awards and the Golden Globes. I'd go to those because those are fun. Like I'd be like, yo, anything can happen at them joints. Like I'd go to something like that, but I'm not going to the Oscars. But and I know somebody's listening, going like, "You're never going to be nominated for anything. That's going to be. So don't worry about it. You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know that. You didn't see Relapse Again. You don't know that.
If he could have been nominated for this, you just missed the cutoff.
Yeah, I just missed the cutoff. Next year we can get it.
Next year.
Never watch.
We'll
all be right in that audience, sitting right there.
Be all in there, all tuxedoed out, all
ready to cry.
And then what if a relapse?
Mike like Wu-Tang.
Yo, we all come up. I'm like, come on, we here now, son. I don't care if they cut the camera. Just come on.
Then I go, wait, I want to say something too. I want to thank my what?
Hold up. I get an Oscar for Relapse Again, and everybody with me's drunk. Like it don't make no sense. Like yo, let's get on. No, 1 2 1 2. This thing on.
That would be
funny. You want to see somebody relapse? Give me an Oscar. All right. I said, I want to thank God. I want to thank my mom, my dad. I want to thank Stacy, Amani, Kayla, Autumn. I want to thank my sister. I thank all the people who are associated with this. All my friends, you know who you are because you're here with me. Now let's go to the bar. What?
Who's got the Oscar? Let's go.
First round on me.
Bring the Oscar. Oh. All right, let's take a black and mild break, and then we'll get to the seriousness of what this whole weekend. God, like.
Good morning, everybody. We see you. Good morning. Go for it.
Good morning. God, man, just we can't have a weekend. We just like dudes go to jail, and then other people die, and now black people are arguing with black people about whether this white cop is. Damn, like y'all cops. Oh, man, listen. It's just too much.
It's a lot.
Can y'all just give speeding tickets, man? Whatever happened to them speeding tickets? All right. I'm gonna take a quick black and mild break. Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends. Good morning. Yeah.
Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
You eat bacon entirely too much, though.
Every day. That's my brother's choice. I can't go. I need my bacon.
Don't even ask me about smoking a black and mild. You eating bacon, dog.
Every morning.
I was on the phone with Jay Black, and this dude is like, "Yo, they fighting at the Checkers or whatever fast food place, and they were fighting, and he was like, "Yeah, but they ain't putting no bacon on my burger. I gotta go back and."
So Cam. So actually, this was yesterday or the day before.
2 days ago.
So I went to Checkers. Anytime I live in the suburbs now, outside of Philly, no Checkers. So anytime I go to visit family or friends,
right.
I gotta hit Checkers up. I love Checkers, bacon, cheeseburger, fries. So I go in there. And I walk in and they hollering at each other. The girl leaving, talking, yeah, you always trying to ish and have sex with everybody in here. So the girl, I guess, quit. She must have quit because the way she was screaming and hollering and cussing everybody out. So she leave. And as she holding the door open leaving, I walk on in and I got to get my bacon cheeseburger. So the girl said, I apologize for all that. You know, stuff just went crazy. So I order my food. Bam, food comes. As I'm leaving. Before that, the girl hollers, when I come back, it's going to be a homicide up in here. Y'all think I'm playing. So I knew I had a window before the homicide happened. I could get my food.
He gonna risk his life for the bacon.
For the bacon.
And then be out. I knew I had a window because she was still, whoever she was talking to, setting up the homicide, they wasn't here yet. So I said, let me hurry get my order in. So the girl apologized. I get my order. And then as I leave, to go to the car, I sit in my car and take that first bite and notice there's no bacon on it.
Oh.
And it was at that point I said, how much time do I have left on this hourglass?
To go back and get the bacon.
So what do you think I did? I went back.
Got the bacon.
But this is what's crazy. As I go back in, the cashier is no longer there. she's fist fighting another girl in the back, and they going through the back room leaving. So the cook come up and apologize to me. Hey, sorry. I said, my G, I just need a bacon on my burger, but I don't want to give this back to you because I'm greedy, so I want to keep this one. So I need you to make me another one with bacon, and I'm good. So now I'm looking at the two girls fighting in the back. I know the homicide on the way, and I just want my bacon. So the dude hurry up and make the burger, and he gave me a slushie for the inconvenience. So I was like, oh, I got
just add the icing on the death. Add the icing, yo, with this bacon. Let me get you a slushie with 6,000 grams of sugar.
Yo, I knew I had a window, so I got all my stuff, and I hightailed it out. I said, I don't know what's gonna happen. What's next? But then when he had 2 employees left that was still working, I needed my bacon. That's funny, Mike. Yeah, that was a true story that literally just happened. I didn't see anything on the news about the homicide, so I don't know
if she came back, right?
But he knew there was potential that a homicide was going, and he's like, you know what? I will risk my life to risk my life. Like, I will risk my life to get this bacon on my. So I'm gonna risk my life twice. I'm gonna risk my life.
You always trying to ish and have sex with everybody up in here, and F you, and the dude, he hollered back, whatever, ho. And I'm like, yo, I just want my food. Like,
y'all have any bacon in there? Before y'all continue, do y'all have any bacon anywhere? Hey, I'll put it on my burger myself. Can y'all just show me where the bacon is?
That's a true story. The hood, Philly, and Checkers.
Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
What up, y'all? Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends, Jay Blizzy, Jay Black. Happy Monday. DJ Cam, Ghetto Celeb #1. And we were lighthearted, and we try and keep things as fun as possible on this Monday morning. I know Monday, if I was a day, I'd be so mad because when things happen over the weekend, especially when they happen like on a Friday or a Saturday, and people got time to sit on it and really let that marinate, Monday catches all hell. You already mad because you getting up for work, and you already mad because you already been mad. So the young girl, 16 years old, am I right with that?
Yes, it was some reports at 15, but turns out she was actually 16. BLM Bryant.
So BLM Bryant, there's so much nonsense in the back that's going on that has made this happen. Like the turmoil that brought this whole boiling point. It's so crazy. Like I don't even know how to explain everything that went on in the back. Bottom line is, cop gets there. He gets out the car. He wants to know what's going on. It takes a matter of minutes before he sees a black child with a knife, and he lets off 4 shots and he kills her. Dog, I ain't never shot no gun in my life. Come to find out he's a marksman in the military from long distances, which to me, that means the closer you get, the better it'd be for him. Do you have to shoot 4 times? Can you not take the taser out? And if you shoot once, do you not? These are. You've been told what's going on here. If you shoot once, and a person gets shot, this is a 15, 16-year-old girl. This isn't some dude hyped up on meth. This is some dude hyped up on some craziness, 6'4". I'm not excusing anything that was going on in this situation. But I'm not giving y'all, because they're about to push this quickly under the rug. I promise you.
What do you mean?
This cop's not going to go. There's nothing's going to happen, in my opinion. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Nothing can't. I mean, well, for those who don't know, DJ Envy is one of our, from the Breakfast Club. We do another podcast show with DJ Envy on YouTube for the Miss Jones reunion, and I saw him all over the news. They trying to cancel him with his saying that he had said that it was justified for the cop. Looking at it from a cop's perspective, when a cop gets out of car, Envy mentioned that the cop has to quickly determine what's going on, like who's the victim, who's this, who's that, and those split seconds or minutes. And when you get out and he saw somebody with a knife, he immediately went lethal and shot the 4 shots to kill, not to injure, not to hurt, not to startle. And because of that, the cops have the right, I guess, to defend themselves and I guess civilians. So with that said, and a weapon being there, I don't see how the cop will get in any trouble.
Let's be clear.
What's the taser for then?
The taser is to, I guess, also to deter and help diffuse. I'm just speaking off, general common sense aspects of it. But what Envy's point was, you can walk through a taser. You can get tased,
but this is my thing. He knows these are teenagers.
They were teenagers too.
These are 15 and 16-year-olds.
Were they? One of them like 28. It was a couple.
No, I'm saying the girl that wound up getting shot to death.
But that's what Envy's point was. When you get out the car, you don't know who's a teenager. You just see people fighting. I mean, I'm with you. I don't get why you immediately go lethal. But just to play the devil's advocate, what he was saying.
The devil's advocate is this: if you walk into a white neighborhood, he's not using that lethal force upon. And I just want to know if that cop was black and them 2 girls were white, and he let off 4 shots, how this country would react. That's all.
Do we need to play the video? You want to play the video again for those who might have missed it or don't know what you're referring to? Because we have it.
I mean, you can play the video again. I mean,
what's going on? What's going on? Hey, get down! Get down!
I don't.
He pulled as soon as he saw them fighting and fall on the ground. That's when he pulled the lethal out. Immediately when he didn't. Yeah, that was.
I mean, listen.
But
and Envy's our brother. I love DJ Envy, and I don't believe in the cancel culture, and I believe it's ridiculous because somebody disagrees with you that you get canceled or you attempt to do that nonsense. You guys some of y'all are lifeless. Some of y'all have no life that are trying to cancel people. Y'all are lifeless if y'all truly believe y'all can cancel somebody. If y'all in that myth in your head that you can cancel somebody, why is Donald Trump still chilling? Still chilling. If y'all so quick, y'all can cancel somebody. George Zimmerman is still alive, chilling. It's make believe. It's this myth that y'all think y'all can cancel somebody. Now, if you have a valid reason, how the hell are you going to cancel somebody because they disagree with you? That's where it's going now. I don't agree with DJ Envy. You watch that, and you watch that cop panicked, shot somebody to death 4 times. Saw a knife. After the first shot, he just said, I'm just letting off. He's not letting off on Karen, Sarah, Becky, and the rest of them. He's not doing that. But it's the ignorant stuff that goes on in the background. That's a whole different story that just really annoys me. Really annoys me. And I don't know all the details. It's always the ignorant hood-ish that we glorify. And we glorify this hood activity. And we glorify hotheads. And we glorify people. Oh, man.
It's the 2 parts. I'm guessing when the cops pull up, do you supposed to change your approach when you can't be all rah-rah and hype on one hand? The other hand is other aspect. When we're raised, aren't we taught if you're continuously being bullied, you need to go fight? Because apparently they came back 3 times to fight her, and
yes,
and that was the end result was all right. It's going down. Like we're told to go fight. On one hand, he's like, well, maybe she shouldn't afford and just stay back in the house. Like, what do? You gotta.
And she's the one that called, right?
Apparently, her younger sister is the one that called.
It's all
that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, right.
It's all a mess. And then the dad kicked the girl, and then the cops come.
And when they trying to roll on your wait, stay there. If they trying to roll on your daughter, are you not going to jump in? Just curious.
I'm jumping in front of the cop.
And I'm saying before the cop got there, you saw the dad.
I'm jumping in. I'm protecting my daughter. I'm grabbing her, which is what I did when a cop was there in real life. I'm not kicking a girl. I'm grabbing her because as a man, you know this is about to get super crazy. Me kicking another chick ain't gonna help. I gotta grab my daughter and get out of there. And when that cop comes, you're not supposed to be kicking another little girl. You're supposed to have your daughter behind you. So if these shots are getting fired, I'm not talking hero stuff. I'm not trying to act tough. But if these shots are getting fired, they're going through me first.
Wow. Well, it was split second. It was
it wasn't. It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
From the time
they were split seconds, but I saw the guy kick the girl.
Well, he missed her. He missed. It looked like he missed. He tried to.
And his daughter's over there. Once you see a cop, and your daughter's over there, it's the mad dash now. Because guess what? You done got yourself into something that we can't get out of now. We can't get out of this now. That's how dangerous it is. But but you know what? There's so much. Oh my God, there's so much in this. That's so crazy. And I said this when we talked, and once again, because I don't agree with envy, I'm not claiming I'm right. I just don't agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving y'all the benefit of the doubt of this split second stuff because you had your hand on that gun from the time you got out. And if you play that, see how fast
it was.
This guy gets to shooting.
It was as soon as the girl fell on the floor and the dad tried to kick, that's when he immediately pulled his firearm out at that point towards them. And then he saw BLM BLM. I'm sorry, I missed the name. Miss Bryant. And then he directed it over there when he saw, I guess the knife was on that side. But it was immediate. If you play it back and just watch, immediately when the girl falls on the floor is when he pulls the firearm out.
What's going on? What's going on? Hey, get down, get down, get down, get
down. It's a lot to process. But yeah, no, I can't.
I will say this: anybody who says that's an open and shut case, you're bugging. You're bugging.
Well,
too much confusion.
Open and shut? No, it's
clear.
not open and shut. You may disagree, but it's not open and shut.
And that's because he went lethal so fast, right? That's what you're going with?
In a split second. And I'm telling you, and people always will say, well, you're changing the narrative. No, I'm changing that. I've watched these cops be attacked by people with knives and they don't shoot.
Now, what do you say? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Like I said, what do you say to those parents that would say, hey, their daughter was the one in the pink outfit and that cop could have potentially saved her life or her from being injured from the other aspect?
No, you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. Then when this unwinds, you find out she's the one that came to the house helping to stir the pot that caused all this to happen in the first place.
What if you killed the person that was defending themselves? Now, look, these cops know a situation, got it. I just know when they go into white neighborhoods, they think
it's
2, 3, 4, and 5 times over. They think over and over, even when they get attacked by knives, even when people grab their guns, they think over and over and over because they see somebody who's their color.
Yeah.
I think the taser gun would have had the same effect. That one shot to that girl would have put her down the same way.
Assuming he connected. You only get one shot. If you miss,
we found out he's a marksman. He would have hit.
No, but my thing is like
because he ain't waste none of them 4 bullets he shot.
Could he have shot just once?
That looked like a taser situation to me.
I mean, listen, I'm not a cop. I'm not trying to be a cop, but I'm not doubling down. I'm not giving y'all the benefit of the doubt. I'm tired because y'all don't give blacks and Hispanics the benefit of the doubt when it's the other way around. When you thought it was a cell phone, y'all shot off. When it's not a cell phone, when there's no gun, you shoot off. When Philando Castile's in his car, you shoot off. And people are like, yeah, but those were different cases. Yes, but this is what I'm saying. These cases happen because everybody's profiled. When they come into urban neighborhoods, they go in with a different mentality. And they will tell us the reason why they do is because of this, and that. right. So what you're saying is when you come into these neighborhoods, you come into there ready to pull that trigger faster. Can we just admit it then? Can we admit that if this was a bunch of white girls that were sitting on a lawn and you had to bet your life on it, nobody would bet that it would be handled the same. Now, the other side of the story is the ratchetness that goes on in our communities. I don't have the answer for this, but we applaud. There's so much. They've created so much in our communities, and we are so screwed up right now. We cannot get away with doing this stuff. We can't get away with it. But we keep being hood with this. And I'm not saying everything was hood, but there's a lot of different variables that go on. But in everyday life, we got a whole industry that's based on ignorance, and it's hip hop. And I'm sorry, it's not all a hip hop, but it's hip hop just blazing and telling these cats be as hood as possible, knowing damn well when the cops come, you know what you're going to get.
But you gotta defend yourself. You can't let nobody keep coming to your house. I want to fight you. You don't man up or stand
I'm saying
up
what happened before all that is the ignorance before all that. It's the ish talking at school. It's the whole hood mentality that snowballs into this. Of course, this is the end result. This could have happened at any one of our houses. If our kids got into something, this could have happened at any one of our houses.
It's being husky earlier on in whatever's building up. You don't have to play that husky, I'm whatever mode that gets to that point where people knocking at your door and you want that smoke, and now here it is. I get what you're saying. It's the earlier stages of the buildup, not necessarily the ending there.
Yeah, it's the earlier stages to everything that starts off, and then we sit there, and when it comes to this, the explosion happens. And you just go like, God, man, like, but it ain't cool to tell somebody not to be hard. It ain't cool for somebody, for people to tell you this ain't. And I'm not growing up in those streets. It's the most baffling and annoying and exhausting thing to know that this 15, 16-year-old girl, her life ended right there against that car. And yes, I can give you one further. Her life ended, and maybe she was about to end another life. Maybe she was.
It could be a whole different story. It'd be a different name. Yeah.
And that's the mess that we're in right now. A 15-year-old and a 16, 17-year-old, or whatever their ages were in the midst of it. Went so far that somebody's life was in jeopardy. That's the sad part about this. We're lost, Joe. We're lost as a community, as people. We are lost out here, and it's I'm like, I don't see how this changes, because we just feed the same negative stereotypes over and over and over. And there's more chicks butt naked on Instagram. There's more dudes talking about this. And we got battle rappers who do nothing but go at each other and tell each other the 7,000 ways I could kill you.
Well, I don't know about the taking away the booty shaking. Like, I don't know.
No, the booty shaking has to be. It's part of the actual problem.
I don't know. I could disagree with you on that part, though, Mike.
No, you can't, because you don't want your daughter to be Cardi B in the strip club.
Touche.
I say it all the time. We get mad when it's time to take away something we like. No, the morals, and people, listen, I have been moralless for a large part of my life. Moralless. But I'm just telling you, when you see where this is going, this can't get no better. We are obsessed with something that we should correctly be obsessed with. Cops killing minorities. But there was a little girl who was killed in the McDonald's drive-thru with her dad in the car, and they went for him and they killed the 5-year-old.
I think we got that clip too. We never even discussed that. Maybe we should take a break and come back, and we should go over that. I remember that. It just recently happened.
Like, no, like, how about this? If I just, and well, you know what? We'll come back and I'll give my opinion. We'll take a break. Michael Shawn, TakeOver Legends.
Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
I'm going to bring somebody else in here to discuss this. Dr. Aaron Smith, we know him as one of our dear friends. He's oh my God, professor at Temple University. And I'm going to let Dr. Aaron Smith. Dr. Aaron Smith, if you would like to add something to this, first of all, thank you for joining us. And please take the floor, because I'm going to go smoke a black and mild.
Yeah, I think that it is important to know that we're not dealing with a bad apple situation. It's not about random fruit. It's about rotten roots. And we really have to address the culture, because the original report in the George Floyd situation was not what was evidenced on the body camera footage. So there are people who were there and people who received the report and had access to the body camera footage who were complicit, who were not on trial. And many of the officers who talk about things that have nothing to do with the murder of Black children by law enforcement, the whataboutism, one night I was in the dark or someone was shooting, very seldom do you hear about a consistent record of these officers reporting other officers. They fear for their livelihood and often for their lives. The sister that was referred to in the comment section is Carrie L. Horn, the Black officer who received her pension 15 years after stopping a white officer from choking someone. So we know what the precedent is if you are to be a good cop. If you stand up for justice and protect citizens from rogue law enforcement officers, your safety has been proven to be potentially jeopardized. Your livelihood has been proven to be potentially jeopardized. So what we're dealing with is like a hostage situation when you talk to some of these officers. You're talking to like an abusive spouse who's not able to tell that her husband gave her this black eye. It's like a woman who says, no, I fell down, but he loves me. That's what you're hearing when you hear some of these officers try to do what about this and what about that, and one time I told. Think about those women who get abused by their husband. Everybody knows they don't have the power and authority to be just and tell the truth and to stand up. So we sympathize with our Black law enforcement officers who are not able, who are not willing, who are not empowered enough, who are endangered and indebted to a corrupt system to such a degree that they cannot tell the truth that they knew to be true their entire lives before they put on a badge and a uniform. We feel for you, brother, in that sunken place where you cannot speak truth to the power that feeds you and sustains you and will not come to back you up when you need that backup if you are to stand up for the people the way that your oath and obligation charges you to do. So we know what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a Black man that's being abused, and the ones who are closest to the abuser are the ones who are most in denial. So I'm not surprised when a Black cop gets on these airwaves and says something that has nothing to do with the history of systemic racism, of lynching. This institution started with slave capturers and slave catchers, the patty rollers and the patrollers. What happened historically to shift the culture? Black men had a 1 million man march in 95 and said we was tripping, the same way Michael Shawn was talking about how we still tripping today. We had an intervention. We faced and atoned and at least attempted to realize the wrong. When did you ever see white America or law enforcement atone collectively, culturally, institutionally, systemically? I've never seen them stand and shed a tear for any of the names that we rattle off. Not one of them. There is a culture of corruption. There is a culture of racism. That's like a drug dealer saying, oh, but I pay for the local Pee Wee League. Oh, but you don't know about the people I put through college. Oh, but you don't know about the people but you still a drug dealer. They don't believe in good Crips and good Bloods. You know why? Because of what the institution represents historically in their eyes, not even factually. So if your individual participation in a corrupt institution cannot be delineated adequately so that you understand that the institution is more impactful than the individual,
then you are lost and you need an education. For instance, I could be as nice to any woman I want for the rest of my life. It does not change the systemic, historical realities of gender violence, of rape culture, of gender violence. It doesn't change that. So one person thinking that their individual engagement with an institution has any real impact is ludicrous. So to even get on and say, well, I do this and I do that, you are part of an incident. I, as a man, still know that what I do as an individual has nothing to do with the fact that every few seconds a woman is being violated and raped and beat up. So for me to get on here and say, well, I'm nice to every girl I've ever met. You know how ignorant, how self-centered, how ridiculously irrelevant your individual participation in a corrupt system is? Oh, you're going to hear it today. Because it's about time that somebody really gets with these people to try to bring them out of this sunken place. You're not going to face the fact that just because you're a good drug dealer, that drug dealing is bad. You're not going to face the fact that I could be in a gang and people are in a gang that never shot anybody. There's people in a gang that don't even sell drugs. But I would never let them come in my face and tell me that the gang is good just because they don't do certain things that other members of the gang do. You're gang. And one thing I would say that nobody said yet, if you look at that picture that y'all put up earlier, there's a sleeve on the officer that does not look like it's protective. There's a case in Philadelphia where the officer had a racist tattoo on his arm. And you need to ask yourself, why just one sleeve? What is the function? It seems like it'd be more of a hindrance potentially if a thumb got caught while he's reaching, right? So I would wonder, what is he covering up? Because I know when I worked on media sets and on movies, a lot of times they do different makeups and different ways to cover different things. But if you look up that case in Philadelphia, I can give you the names too. His name was Ian, but I may have I don't know if I put it in the chat. I can't add pictures. But yes, just put racist Philly cop, bike cop tattoo, racist tattoo, and you'll see all the images. And in Philadelphia, there was a big case about this. And there was also a case where the officers had these gang tattoos, where the officers in LA were, allegedly in a gang, and they were saying that they had to, when they killed somebody, they got an opportunity to be part of this gang within the force. So, and this is the thing: if I could see it and sense it before it happened in Philly, these people are changing in locker rooms with these people. Like you said, back in the day in Philadelphia, they had a T-shirt they were selling called "Boys on the Hood." Back when Boys on the Hood was a movie. And there was a female black cop who said that she had a problem with that and ended up leaving the force as a result. So you know what locker room talk is like. You got behind the scenes access. If we're seeing this level of racism and vitriol and hatred and fear of black people and black men in particular, then I know if you're in the locker room with them, you know better. So you come up here and you propagate a company line. I don't care if you work for a church or a radio station. What we tell the outside people is always different than what's really going on inside. You're inside. If we see this from the outside, you know better. And you're acting as an agent of corruption and systemic racism. You're an advocate. You're up here caping for the history and the legacy of lynching and slave catchers and disproportionate murder of African people.
Okay, Phil. Dr. Aaron Smith. Let the officer respond.
Oh, he got it.
Yeah. Okay. Now I get where you're coming from, but you're making presumptions and assumptions that I'm listening, and you said I'm an agent to this and I'm an agent to that. I became a cop because I lost so many of my friends to the street, and I was challenged. Somebody said, what are you going to do about it? This was 17, almost 18 years ago. I was a way younger man. Used to run the street. They said, what are you going to do about it to make a change? We need more black officers to work more black neighborhoods who know these neighborhoods, not white cops that come out way from the suburbs. But you said I'm working as an agent for a gang. I get what you're coming at with that. But what if I'm in the locker room and I don't hear none of that? Most of the cops I've worked with in the 22nd on Temple's campus, we work with the Temple Police, were black officers. So I didn't hear a lot of that. We're in there talking about Wu-Tang. We're in there talking about, the last thing we're talking about is police stuff. I don't hear I know it's racist cops on at my job, but they're sneakier with it. I backed up white officers. I don't see them or hear them doing anything racial, especially the ones I worked with.
With all due respect, I'm only saying that because of what you said.
You're saying, hold on.
Wait, with all due respect, I'm not making an assumption. Let's correct the record. I'm not making an assumption. You said Trump posters. You said N-word. You said you saw this. I'm responding to your quote. So please, with all due respect, it's not an assumption. I'm basing it on your direct quotes. Proceed.
And how do you know I haven't said something to somebody about it?
You said internal affairs, and I heard that part as well.
I didn't keep it a secret. I definitely I made notifications. I'm not scared of anything on or off that job where I won't say something if I don't like it. So don't think I'm scared that somebody's not going to back me up on the street. I don't need backup when I'm working where I work because people know me.
But this is my
again, individual institution. Just because you're not scared does not mean it's not a reality that officers routinely and consistently deny backup to those who speak up.
Y'all are making it sound like I'm out there. I am the problem.
It's not about you. I'm saying it's not about you.
Trying to help my community.
No, wait.
That can be the case, and what I'm saying could still be true. You as an individual can be trying your best in a racist, corrupt system. You can be an unknowing agent. So you can be an agent without trying to be. You can be an agent without knowing you're an agent. And you can be a person trying to do good in a woefully corrupt system that needs institutional, systemic, foundational change. Do you understand now?
I understand. And let me ask you something. Do you think the police department is better with officers like me, black officers, or better if we just left it all to them? Which one do you think is better?
This is what you call, I'm going to educate the crowd. This is what you call a straw man argument. When people raise issues that nobody raised. Wait, listen, and let the people be educated, please.
We need to get together and talk.
Let me not allow you to filibuster and ramble. Let me educate the people. This is what you call a straw man argument. Because if you've been listening for the last 15, 20 minutes, no one ever said, alluded to, mentioned, or considered Black people not being in law enforcement. So even to divert in that direction and to draw attention to an issue that was not raised is what they call a straw man argument. Nobody said that to you. You said, well, you think none of us should be cops.
You came at my character as a black officer and you trying to make it sound like I'm some undercover agent for the police department, and some kind of way I'm just ignoring all the racist stuff that's going on all around me because I'm scared I won't get back up.
Okay. Let me just break in. No, let me just two things. Number one, he made an example and he said, if a Blood or a Crip told you, I didn't kill nobody and I don't sell drugs, an officer wouldn't say that makes the Bloods and the Crips any better.
Yeah,
he specifically said that. Now, number two. Okay, now number two. This is where it gets, and I'm not. I got love for you, but this is where it gets frustrating.
I don't know sometimes.
No. But you called here, and I'm not gonna bite my tongue because we disagree with something. So if I disagree with you, and you think because I disagree, but if you think I disagree, I ain't got love for you, then that's a different story.
Can I make a point of irony?
But let me hold on. Let me just finish this point. Let me just finish this point. This is the problem I have when I tell you to watch a video of a white cop killing a black kid, and your answer is I don't know, and then I give you example after example after example of white people being apprehended with guns, white people attacking police officers, white people threatening to kill police officers. And I say they're alive. And you go, well, I wasn't there. So that at that point, even if I show you the video, all you're going to say is, well, I wasn't there. Like, when are you going to say, when a system has been built from day one to be racist against minorities, especially black people? And then when I give you these examples, you keep hitting me with, I don't know. Now, I'm not saying it's personal. I'm saying this, what it sounds like.
Hold on. I hear you, Mike. I hear what you're saying. I know y'all got to go. But didn't I also say, of course, some of it is racial. But what my issue with it is, the media puts it out immediately that this cop is racist and he only did this to this black person. And all I'm saying, it could be all about race. All I'm saying is let's get the facts first, then go from there instead of having everybody jump riled up for something that may not even be the issue. And like I said, racism exists. I was a victim of it. That was one of the other reasons why I became a police officer, because I didn't like how I was treated by police officers. And I was challenged to change that.
And I appreciate what you're saying, but racism, when you say racism exists, you're downplaying it. Yes. Racism doesn't just exist. No, wait. Racism doesn't just exist. It dictates what goes on in this country every single day. My whole objective is asking, how are we going to deny? When are we going to stop saying, I don't know? Your eyes tell you. Your eyes told you that this guy, Philando Castile, got shot up in his chest with a girlfriend on the passenger seat and a kid in the back seat, and that officer got off scot-free. I don't want to hear.
I don't know. I don't mean it. I don't mean it as I don't know how that's not deemed as being racist. What I'm telling you is because I don't know the totality of the facts. I don't know how it led up to that.
Do you know Philando Castile? So can I get a basic Philando Castile? Should he have been killed, and should that officer have gone to jail?
I think the officer definitely should have went to jail. Nobody should be dying on any of these situations. Nobody should be dying. Nobody.
Do you think if that child that was 15 years old in Columbus, Ohio, if those would have been two white girls and that white cop would have came up to them while they were fighting, do you think he would have shot that gun that easily if they were white girls?
Mike, that's where I can't answer the question because
yes, you can. Yes, no, you actually can. Yes, you actually can.
Okay.
You can answer. You can.
Okay. Let me ask you this: two black guys get into it in front of a bar. They get into it in front of a bar in Philly.
Now. Go ahead.
They get into it. They're scuffling, two black guys, and you don't know, and a white cop comes up. In the same bar, same place, two white guys are scrapping. What do you think if you had to bet your life? What do you think the chances are that gunfire would get let off on the black guys against the white guys? Not saying it's going to happen, but if you had to bet your... No. I'm just asking. Wait. If you had to bet your life on it. Okay, so if you had to... Go ahead.
That's all I'm saying. This has happened before. Not with the white guys, but with the black guys.
No, I'm asking... I'm giving you two separate situations. A violent situation happens with...
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go.
No, what I'm saying is that exact situation happened numerous times where we pulled up to because they have all these speakeasies that was open in 22nd.
I'm not saying you as a black cop. I'm not saying you as a black cop.
You're saying somebody else.
I'm saying a white cop rolls up and sees two black people in a violent confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
And he shows up and sees two white guys in a violent confrontation. If you had to bet your life on which one has lethal force used on them, which one would you think would have the lethal force used on them?
I would say the two black guys. If they
that's all I'm saying, dog. That's all I'm saying. But that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you.
I got you.
I'm saying the culture of this existence, of this entity, has been based on we will treat people of color, especially black people, differently. And we will value a white person's life, and we will think not once, not twice, not 3, not 4. We will think 5 times before we kill them. But a 15-year-old girl who's in a fight with another teenager, he doesn't get within 7 feet of them, and he kills her. That would not happen if those were 2 white girls. That's all I'm saying. And this is not personal. Okay. I truly believe that you are trying to make a change. I truly believe that you talk to these young black men and young black women at that rec center, and you are trying to save their lives. I truly believe that. I believe you are. I'm
also trying to let them know that the police are not their enemy, because some people will tell them don't talk to the cops, and they may need one of us one day, and they'd be scared to talk to us. So I'm also letting them know I'm a human being. I'm not just a police officer. I'm a human being.
That's a problem because Ma'Khia Bryant apparently called the police, the 16-year-old Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to. This is what you can do. You're giving professional advice. I'm going to give you some professional advice from an educational standpoint. You have to begin to delineate between individual impact and institutional realities. You have to not take it personal when people critique the institution and the culture, because you are conflating two things that don't belong together. You being trustworthy does not mean that they can trust police, even if you are an officer. You need to understand that, because you could potentially endanger people.
Yeah, he did say him.
No, you do an expert. You said that the police are not the enemy, and that is not the case. I know what you said. I do this for a living. Same way you were saying about what you do, I do this for a living. I know what you said. So when you said, I also want them to know the police are not the enemy, they can rewind the tape later, that is a dangerous statement in the wake of a 6-year-old girl who just got killed calling the police. So I'm telling you, since we're trying to make progress, okay, we're helping each other. We're helping each other here. What you need to do is to separate what you do versus the history of the institution that you are a part of and the way that other people operate in said institution predominantly. Because most people, you need to know the difference between exceptions and rules. You are the exception, sir. So congratulations for being exceptional, but it's even more important that you recognize that you are an anomaly in an otherwise racist, oppressive institution. You need to appreciate that. And if I hear about a teacher abusing a child, if I want to maintain my status as a good teacher, then I have an obligation to make sure that I root out every single instance of abuse from a teacher to a student. And we do not see that from Black law enforcement or law enforcement in general. We do not see you all in front of cameras today talking about how much of a travesty, how disgusting it was, how tragic it is, how much needs to change, how what you go through in the locker room. We don't hear you. So until you speak up, you have to understand you're going to be looked at as in terms of the group, because you don't separate yourself from the group in your claiming what the group did that we're now privy to. You're not telling on the bad cops enough for us to make.
Okay, let him speak. Let him speak. Let him speak.
What am I not speaking up about? You saying until I speak up. What am I not?
Again, individuals and institutions, Black cops in general are not reporting rogue and bad and corrupt and abusive cops. They're not.
Wait a minute. So you're making the assumption.
Don't say you one time. Because generally,
that's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anything racial or injustice happening in front of me. I'm not hearing that from other Black officers, from other.
How many crimes are committed in front of you, sir? Okay, let me ask you a question about your job. How many crimes are committed in front of you? The majority of things police end up apprehending people for are things that already happened. So even when Mike was talking and you kept saying I wasn't there, it's like you're never there. The cops are never there, but they still arrest people. The jury's never there. They still convict people. The judge wasn't there to see it with their own eyes, as you said, but they still move forward and execute justice. So even when you say things like I wasn't there, I didn't see it, it seems so disingenuous, because the nature of your profession is that you arrive on the scene after things happened.
Yeah, sometimes we want to get this and prevent it from happening.
Okay,
thanks for the call.
This is
hold on. Can I say this?
Go ahead, say it, because we got to wrap it up. But go ahead.
I got you. What we need to do though is try to get communities involved. I want to try to get something together where we can do some more stuff for the community, which will keep some of the violence down in the community, where you don't even need policing to come into the community. I just don't know who exactly to reach out to. I've been emailing people. We need help. We need help.
And you know what?
We need help.
And I want to say this to you. I know where your heart is at. And I do not deny that, dog. I know that you want to change things. And just while everybody's here, while everybody's here, I want to repeat what I said earlier. Take this away from cops. Like, let's remove the cop situation. Let's remove that. This is a different situation. This is a different topic. And Dr. Aaron Smith, I want you to hear this. I want the police officer to hear this. This all started with some ignorant hood-ish of going to somebody's house to jump somebody. There is a problem with our society and our mentality where we think it's okay that that it can't end up bad when a bunch of girls go to another person's house, because if you come to my house to touch my child, it can end like this. Now, that is a whole different discussion on how brainwashed we are in ignorance in our communities. That's a whole different discussion. So I don't want you to think, police officer, that I don't see the other brainwashing ignorance that's going on. I see the other side, and I'm disgusted that this all started with some girls going to jump somebody in a goddamn house.
I take it back even further because I know where that brainwashing came from too.
But thanks for the call.
Thanks for the call, and we appreciate you.
Thanks.
We really do. So please don't ever say that you don't know if I got love for you, because I do. Just because we disagree doesn't mean that I ain't got love for you. Because trust me and Jay Black, I don't love nobody in DJ Cam more than these two and these three individuals, and we've argued to the death over stuff. It has nothing to do with that. It just, there's certain points we don't agree. But thank you so much for calling.
And y'all need to bring that Cam sample back. I missed that.
So what were you going to say?
The point I was going to make earlier was when you were saying that about the having love for you. I was like, if you think that Mike doesn't have love for you because of his passion in his rhetoric, imagine how black people feel about the police who've been killing us for all these years. If you're so sensitive that you think somebody getting heated means that there's a lack of love, imagine you were on repeat, hashtag after hashtag, how we feel. So you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes, and we haven't even been trained.
I'm going to say this one more time. I hear you, Doc, but I'm going to say this one more time. I'll be 46 next month. Dark-skinned black man in this country. So, trust me, I know how it is to be black, dealing with police, dealing with my own people, dealing with society, period. I know. I've been through some stuff. And I'm just glad I'm here to still talk about it.
And we're glad you're here also, but we gotta wrap this up. So we have to wrap this up, and I gotta say one more thing to Doctor, and we gotta end that phone call. And but yeah, I'm truly serious about the attitude that I have, that this all began with the ignorance of some girls going to jump somebody. And I've seen the ignorance firsthand of young, and it's not young people's fault. They were brought up into this. We lent amazing hands, and we passed down ignorance upon ignorance upon ignorance. And now people are dying because we can't reverse it. And it's the scariest thing ever. Nobody can see the ignorance on how we treat each other and the things that we accept as okay.
It took 300 plus years to create this type of slave. You got to think, people used to say, I want to be with my family. And they say, no, we're going to take your wife we're going to violate your wife, and we're going to sell your child, and we're going to beat you in front of your wife. And then we're going to do this in front of you. And then we're going to do this to your child in front of you. This happened. There was something called a seasoning process in the Caribbean. We call it the slave breaking process, or the buck breaking process in America. So yes, after generations and generations, the people wanted to be family. Even in the 70s, black people were getting married at a higher rate than white people in the 70s. But we know what happened when crack hit. So after all of that slave breaking, after all that Jim Crow, after all that lynching, after all that rape, after all that maiming, after all that breeding us like cattle, we were still more family oriented than everybody else. And then they brought in chemical warfare, they brought in crack cocaine, and then even when they got hip hop, we was making hip hop a powerful thing. Self-destruction, brand Nubians, poor righteous teachers, ladies
fight
first,
the power.
Fight the power. And what did they do? We had a whole nother COINTELPRO type of vibe, similar to what they did in the 60s when they had the Black Panthers and the origins of some of these gangs, trying to be community oriented and uplift people. What they do? They assassinated people. They assassinated their character. They recorded them in different situations. They tried to influence them to commit suicide, like when J. Edgar Hoover wrote the letter to Dr. King. Then they take all the truth out of the books. They tell us that Africa didn't have any civilization. Africa didn't have any knowledge. We was naked with bones on our noses, not knowing that we were the ones who created the pyramids that they call the course of class today because it's a block on a pyramid. So after all these lies, after all these attacks, after all these murders, yes, now we don't care. Now we just want to fight, because for so long, no matter what we did, sung, prayed, marched, begged, sat, worked, served in the military, all they ever did was fight us. And even to this day, no matter what we do, there's some people who still think black people are the enemy. So the younger generation, seeing all that, and even what they don't see, sensing all that, sensing that hopelessness, sensing that lack of opportunity to truly have equality, they say what a lot of us said when we were younger: F it, F the world. So I don't like the fact that it's happening, but I think it's important to understand and deconstruct how we got here in order to reverse engineer the process that has happened over the past 400 years.
Woo. And then I'm not gonna ask. No, and I'm not gonna.
Acknowledge yourself. Gotta get out of control.
All right, thanks again. We'll talk to you. All right, Cam.
Hold on. Let me say one more thing real fast, y'all.
No, we can't.
We don't. European names. I hear you. When we're black,
no, you don't.
European names. That's something right there. We don't.
Okay, and you're right. All right, we're gonna end. We gotta end this segment. We don't have. I would ask you more questions, Doc. I would ask you more questions because there has to be a point where everything you just said is 100% correct. But then if there's not going to be a stopping point where a change happens, then everybody just throws their hands up and says, F it. But there has to be a changing point, and we have to realize that hip hop is being used against us.
Yeah,
it is being used against us.
But
nobody wants to hear this, and this is unpopular, and nobody wants to hear this. But they use gangster rap to take out Public Enemy.
Yep. Yeah.
And we fell for it.
We have to wait 20 years for the Freedom of Information Act documents. Because back in the 60s, a lot of people were saying, I feel like this is, aging. I feel like we're being followed. People were saying that. If you read what people were saying to each other, but they were called conspiracy theorists. They were, considered people that were, but people who said that now and in the 90s, it feels like NWA just all of a sudden is getting pushed when everybody else is getting pushed down. Like a lot of people were saying that even in the moment, but 10, 20 years from now, just like you hear with Tekashi and all these different things about, officers, in the Tekashi case, one guy was moving heroin and things like that. People wouldn't even imagine this 15 years ago to say that half these people were informants and that they were involved in watching people get murdered. But if you study the civil rights movement, there were a lot of FBI agents who were there when the Freedom Riders got attacked, like Viola Uza, and they were in the car watching the Klan shoot and kill some of the Freedom Riders. So they say that your mind is like a supercomputer. The more memory you have, the better you're able to engage phenomena, process information, and understand what's coming around the corner. So if you go back really far, you can look in the present moment and see some similarities that'll let you know, although these people might be good-hearted, although these people might individually want progress and peace, they can still be part of a system. There was a lot of people who worked for J. Edgar Hoover who thought they were doing the right thing. They were like, hey, these people are subverting American values. They're trying to be violent, and I need to go out there. But now we look back and say COINTELPRO, straight up agent, like the movie that we just saw with it. So in the moment, yes, a lot of people in the moment are trying their best. But when they don't understand the systems, if they don't have a systems analysis, Leonard Jeffrey says, we end up with a paralysis of analysis, and we just get focused on what we do. And that way we can be used and manipulated to do our good work for the sake of an evil system. So I think it's really important, that we increase our memory and our awareness of what happened before, so we don't have to wait 20 years and say, knew it. They was using hip hop. We saw the change, and we see that even Kanye said you can rap about anything except for Jesus. Even Biggie said back in the days, our parents used to take care of us. Look at them now. They are scared of us. So this whole fear and abandonment of the hip hop generation, the manipulation of the medium and how these positive messages have been suppressed. You can see in the videos. They'll say, they'll say, the cops are against this rap music. And a lot of the old 80s and 90s videos talk about an establishment against the expression of hip hop. KRS-One talked about the denial of it as a true art form. People still taking rapping for a joke, a passer. Like we knew and we were saying it and we were trying to establish our voice, but our parents weren't listening because they were programmed by the establishment to say, talk like white people, get a Jerry curl and just go to corporate America, be buppies, black urban professionals. And there was a disconnect and an abandonment where different segments of the population have been deceived in different ways. So now we're alert to things, but we're not on TikTok. We're alert to things, but we're not the ones playing Fortnite for 5 to 8 hours. So what do? They put the new poison and the new message in a new candy. So while we're thinking, we're learning, we're growing, now we're coming together and seeing eye to eye, they're attacking the babies as we speak.
Yeah. And listen, there's so much. Go ahead, Jay Black, because
No, I was going to shift gears because I want to know about the case yesterday. We got this big verdict and we got the doctor here, and I wanted him to. I think we got a photo of the different counts. He was 3 counts. I wanted to know the potential time frame, just to talk a little bit about this verdict yesterday and give some insight on, I guess, it's the maximum time he can get.
Well, the short of it is he can get about 40 years, but they said since he has no prior record, he can end up doing about 12. Just make it easy. You know what I'm saying? So the range we talk about, and that's why even yesterday people asked me about how I felt. And I said, I feel like wait until sentencing. That's how I felt. Because too often as a people, they'll even put it in the paper. They'll say, so-and-so indicted, facing this many years. They did it with Zimmerman. They were trying to pacify us, talking about what he could get, right? And then after the people walk, they don't put it on the same headline. It's like on some back page little mention, like when Amber Geiger gets out of jail. We're not going to hear about it probably. They have a system where they'll say things like police say. They'll do a news report and they'll literally, and that's why it was so ironic that he kept talking about the media, the officer. Kind of like the media parrots the police narrative all the time. Even before all the facts come out, what does the reports always say? Police say that the suspect, blah, blah, blah. Police say the suspect, officer reports. They don't say community said cop shot in cold blood, racist cop. They don't say that. The news media, they say is the sixth branch of the military, the sixth wing of the state. And they parrot, the national. Yes. So second. And this is one thing that's important to note. The HR 7120, HR 7120, HR 7120, the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. That's the thing that the Republicans and the Democrats couldn't get pushed based on the filibusters and everything. They were like loggerheads about that. So we need to make sure that what we really want, we know what to ask for. Just know with reparations. We are asking for an institutional foundational change in the way these cases and situations are handled and prosecuted. Because one of the things that is changed is the language about intentional killing. And there's something about being reckless. So you don't have to want to be killing him. And the one I can bring it up, but I can read it to you. One of the things here says lowers the criminal intent standard from willful to knowing or reckless in order to convict a law enforcement officer for misconduct in a federal prosecution. Limits, and this is the other important thing to take away, qualified immunity. Qualified immunity is this different standard of law for officers. And a lot of the conversations now are not trying to do away with qualified immunity. And if they're not talking about HR 7120 and they're not talking about doing away with this qualified immunity, you wonder why they always get the benefit of the doubt, why they're able to lie on the stand, right? Limits qualified immunity as a defense to liability in a private civil action against law enforcement officers or the state. See, what they do is they know that if they do get in trouble, they probably won't do jail time and the state will pay in the civil case. Once they change this law and they say, no, we could come after you and sue you, not only will you be more likely to be prosecuted and in jail, your pockets could be tapped after that. So now it's your kids and your family in your house, the same way that we got to put our house up for lease when we're wrongly convicted, even if we end up, being proven innocent. You got behind on the mortgage, they still keep a percent, right? So that's what 7120 is all about. And that's why it's so important. Also authorizing, lastly, the Department of Justice to issue subpoenas and investigations of police departments for a pattern or practice of discrimination. So like we said, if you have these, consistent patterns, we can say, hey, that's enough. Because you see how lenient they are and how much discretion they use with us when it comes to probable cause. I smelled weed. Dante Wright, an air freshener, right? Hanging it. Like they can use anything to come check on us. So now this bill is saying, yo, if we keep hearing things out of your precinct, y'all keep shooting people. We're going to come and look into that. And when we look into that, we don't need you to have to say the N-word while you were choking or shooting. We don't need you to have to willfully and then read your mind, or mens rea. We don't need none of that. If you were reckless, 9 minutes, we were amazed when it was 7.
What was the name of the, repeat that name you said.
Qualified immunity?
No, the other one.
HR 7120 is the George
HR 7120.
HR 7120. Because people always want to know what the goal is. And I think that the American superstructure of media, military law, they've mastered the understanding that African people have always been a deeply spiritual people. What they label emotional is the intuition and the spirituality of African people that has always amazed them. That's why a lot of other people go to church for 20 minutes and we go to church 5 times a week, sometimes for 3 and 4 hours. People have always marveled at how we outdo everybody's religion and we out-religion everybody because there was no atheist in Africa. So them understanding that always gave them a way to manipulate it. When you think about the slave drivers who would try to talk about how to better control your slave, not the Willie Lynch letter, but what they call drapetomania. There was a guy named Adolphus Cartwright. He was what they call a Negro physician. He would go to plantations and say, you having trouble controlling them? I could tell y'all how to do it. Drapetomania was a clinical condition that they said, if you try to run away, you must be crazy. So if you try to run away from being raped and run away from being beat up, they called it a clinical condition, drapetomania. So for years, they've studied us as a people and said, how do we better control them? That's why every time the news media comes after a murder, one of the first things out of their mouth is, do you forgive them? Shouldn't people be nonviolent? They don't say that after 9/11. They don't say that to George Bush. They don't say that to any officer after an officer's down. They don't come to the cop after a cop is shot and say, will you handle this nonviolently? Will you please de-escalate? Do you forgive them? Do you want to pray to God? Right? So they understand how we operate on our hardwiring in a way that they manipulate us consistently. And we need to realize that to be programmed.
And that's why I've always had a problem with religion, because how it was used to control slaves. and how a Bible that was shown to slaves had nothing. It wasn't to benefit you; it was to control you, and that's a whole nother.
Yeah, the slave Bible at times had 90% of the original Bible removed. And when I say original, I mean original as we know it. You know, I know
as we know it, of course. Yeah.
But the irony is, Nat Turner did more with that 10% of that slave Bible than most of us do with 100% today.
Mm-hmm. How do they determine where? Okay, what? Jay, are we gonna keep?
Yeah, I know we got sexy Mo, but this is so compelling and
no, but we've been.
I know.
I think it's compelling.
I know.
I'll come back.
Go ahead, ask your question, Jay. Go ahead.
Oh no. I get it. I just wanted to just keep picking his brain with this case because I was just curious.
No, and let me tell you something. Feel it. I'm not gonna. Dr. Aaron Smith.
Dr. Aaron. He's part of the squad.
Dr. Aaron Smith.
Yeah.
And I'm proud. Number one, I'm proud of you.
Appreciate y'all.
Of what you accomplished, and we always knew your intelligence. But I will say this with this court case, this was a gimme. Like this was a gimme.
And that's why I said
the dudes, all the cops said was, y'all can have this one.
And that happens often. That's the thing people don't realize. People will offer up individuals to maintain institutions. And that's the relationship I was talking to the officer about. When people understand the value of the institution, they'll say, divided we fall. We're going to preserve this institution.
He's a former cop. Keep in mind, he's a former cop.
And
he's not cop anymore. They separated him. They separated themselves.
No, but not only that. I was just having this conversation. The cop who killed Philando Castillo, which I thought was the most disgusting video ever, is telling himself right now, man, I'm glad I did it when I did it. And the woman who claimed she was going to grab the taser is sitting there going, I did it at the wrong time.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're going to put me up for the sacrifice too. Not because nothing changed. It's not the system ain't going to change. They're just going to toss them up.
And some of them feel betrayed. Some of them feel betrayed. Just like I think with the loud music trial, when the guy shot the young African American for playing the music loud, you know, he was under the impression after Zimmerman and all that he was going to go home too. And a lot of people had this, you know, this arrogance. But when you understand the institution, that's why they say the blood of one scholar is worth 1,000 martyrs. Anybody can go march and be a foot soldier, but the people who are the head, that's why they have those kingpin charges to people, because they want that brain. They want the head of the snake.
Yeah, they want that locked up.
So the people who are really seeing it from a 3D chessboard type of thing, like Zygmunt Brzezinski says, a grand chessboard, right? They're playing 3-dimensional chess at all times. They're saying, how does this help? How does this hurt? Like a person doing a campaign, whether it rains or, you know, it snows, it all can help or hurt us, right? And that's how these people operate, you know, on a higher level. They're like, right now, we're at a fever pitch. We're at a possible tipping point. But if we pour out a little water from this sinking boat, we can be able to sail on. And right now, Derek Chauvin and others like him are dead weight, and they might sink the larger boat. So no, overboard. He's dead weight. When they do reconnaissance, they check your vitals. If you don't look like you'll make it, we're not carrying you back. And it doesn't look like he'll make it. It was on tape. It's 9 minutes. And everybody sees it. We see the climate in the country right now. It's actually advantageous to have, as a PR move, to look like you're changing more than you are in order to have the access to use that moral high ground. I compare it to arm wrestling, where you give up a little so that you can slam them down harder. So in arm wrestling, just because they moving this way, it don't mean you winning, bro. Sometimes they letting up a little bit to give you a false impression that they're making progress so they can slam you back down further.
I'll give you one better. I'll give not one better, but in that same vein. It's watching WWE. The good guy can become the bad guy, and then the bad guy can come back and be the good guy. It all depends on what light we want to shine.
And they all shake hands after behind the scenes.
And that's why Jay Black is a huge Joe Biden fan. You're not getting me, homie.
Oh, I thought about to get locked up. I heard you calling the crime bill author on me.
You're not getting Joey.
With that lady that locks up people for their kids going to school late. I got to make sure my kids are school on time.
Joey B,
cuff me up.
You're not getting me.
He called them.
You're not gonna keep lowering the bar and be like, because like dog, like this is there's a whole situation where, listen, man, we can go on for days and days. I love President Barack Obama. I'm the only one who sat there and said, you told me Michael Eric Garner was going to jail. You told me the guy who killed Philando Castillo was going to jail. And when they didn't, you ain't put no pressure. The reason why people hated Donald Trump, and I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but what Donald Trump did, what he said, He said things that you guys were always scared to say. And what he did was he made the Democrats and Republicans uncomfortable because he exposed, they said, we got this foul system. Why are you exposing this and saying this stuff out loud? He ain't say nothing wrong.
And January 6th showed that a lot of people were saying it in their heads.
They were saying it in their heads. 50%
of the nation voted for, roughly 50% voted for him twice. We should be very thankful that the delusion that I was alluding to earlier, you know, the denial that I was referring to with the officer, we were in a similar level of denial with that whole post-racial and all of that, because apparently at least half the country is willing to be covert and overtly racist. So I think we're in a better position now with facing reality to move forward with things like, you know, HR 7120, because before that, a lot of people will say, what's the need for it? Cops are nice. They don't do anything different to black people than white people. And this lie about the cameras, a lot of people have been saying to me, now we have cameras. And I said, we had cameras when we were lynching people. They had cameras and they were making postcards out of the lynching victims who were burned and dismembered.
Yeah, they got pictures. They got pictures of the lynching.
But you got to be careful, because again, that's a good example. They're in a position where they were able to put all of this into Donald Trump and then try to throw Donald Trump overboard. And it was like, no, no, no. Don't try to superimpose all of 300 years of racism and half the country into one person to disassociate yourself from what you've been doing and currently continue to do. Because that was the attempt. And that's why the Democrats were so ruffled. Because it was like, no, we want to act like it's just him. Because if it's not just him, we're going to be forced to look at ourselves and the spotlight's going to shine on all of us. So Derek Chauvin, just like Donald Trump, just get him out the way so that the rest of us can look like we're not part of the very system that created those two. America created Chauvin. The police department in America created Chauvin. America created Donald Trump. These are products made in America. And that's the connection that they're trying to separate themselves from in all this, elation about the verdict and so happy about Joe Biden. No, no, no. Y'all is as much Trump as Trump is Trump because he came from you. Trump did not create himself. Chauvin did not train and create himself and educate himself. So that's the part they don't want to face. And that's why I need to go to the club and just say, I'm not your ex, so come home with me. Because apparently that's the Biden strategy. As long as you're not the last person, then you some kind of hero. So I'm going to go with somebody who's been treated real bad by their ex, some celebrity, and be like, yo, hey, I'm not him. I'm not Kendu Mary J. I'm not like, just because you ain't the last dude don't mean you a good dude.
Yeah, but 20 years ago, he was the dude. But anyway, but 20 years ago, you weren't passing laws.
Some people got 20 more years still to go.
They got 20 years still to go based on...
A boy getting you locked up, and then you watching in the day room, and you see him running for president, and you like, yo, it's the third time he ran in 30 years. He's never won one state, but they manipulated it and rigged it so much that the person who dropped out before she even got a chance to lose in her own state becomes the vice president, and the person who never won one state in 30 years after 3 years of trying becomes president. Can you imagine the way that we feel the same as some of those young girls and say, oh, if the system's rigged and it's not going to be fair for everybody, F it? So if you don't want us to start acting politically like them young girls do when they running down on people's houses, the same way those people ran down on the White House, running down on houses, running down on Capitol Hill on the White House, I see some parallels here. I got some writing to do today.
No, you definitely see some. No, you definitely see some parallels in that. And my thing is, and then we'll close with this. Y'all want to try and end racism. How can y'all try and end racism when there is no country without it? This country ain't even built without it. We're not even here without
it. Yeah, we definitely not.
We not here. None of us are here. I'm in Puerto Rico, y'all in Africa. None of us is here without the basis of this racism.
Well, shout out to Moore. They were gonna say it was here first. I know there's some people watching like, we was here. I know, but you know what he means. You know what he means.
Oh no, well you understand. I mean,
you gotta clarify for the extra.
They were people here, and guess what? Those people would have been a lot happier.
Hell yeah, and alive. But Ma'Khia Bryant, I'll end with that. I just want to make sure people know the name. Say her name. That's important. Ma'Khia Bryant. Because I think all of us done had a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna get too deep into whether we had weapons or not, but seriously, like, we've all seen situations where there's been fights. Like, if we all lost our lives because we made a dumb decision or we fought, like, we gotta respect humanity.
But Doc, that's all I'm saying with this is that we have to understand we can't take part in this because they use it as excuses to kill us.
Yeah, can't give them ammunition. We can't fall for it.
We got a whole culture promoting hood-ish, and I sit there and I watch and I go, y'all gonna die.
Yeah, no, we gotta own that. It's a death culture. We have to face it and own it and change it.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna have you back, Doc. We're gonna have you. We're definitely gonna have you back. I appreciate you so much for stopping through and just Doc. You always we've known each other for like 15, 20 years. You've always amazed me. Always.
The rapping professor, Dr. Aaron. I just Googled you. I was like, oh wow, you Googleable. Look at this.
He said you Googleable.
I don't know if that's a word. I don't know if Googleable is a word. I don't know if that's a word.
I know you should use that with the good doctor.
You know what I meant.
I don't know if Googleable should have been used after all that poignant messaging that was going on. I don't know. We should have said Googleable.
Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
What up, y'all? Monday morning. We try to make it light. Hit me at Mike Shawn Comedy. Hit J Black at I am J Black _. Hit DJ Cam at DJ Cam 609. Those are Instagrams. Hit us up.
And don't forget the Cash Apps. You can hit my Cash App up if you feel like it. $, I am J Black. Feel free.
No.
Just because they said no, show some love. Just because they said no. Hey, I'm like, geez, good morning to you too, Grumpy Cam. Like, wow.
Cam's real. Good morning.
Greedy J.
You're not getting no waffles, no bacon, no nothing. Shut it down.
French toast.
I think, honestly, I'm a strategically, I shouldn't even say this because Jay gonna bite. I'm just gonna strategically put my Cash App like once a week. I'm like, pay Mike Shawn Wednesdays. Swear to God, I'm gonna be super selfish.
Pay Mike Shawn Wednesdays.
Yo, pay Mike Shawn for his comedy Wednesdays. Pay Mike Shawn for entertaining you Wednesdays. Y'all be paying them DJs, and granted, they deserve it. They be on Instagram Live DJing, doing their thing. D Nice and Dion Cole spinning on Sundays. Sunday service on his Instagram Live. Damn it, I'm entertaining you every morning. I'm only asking on Wednesdays. That's gonna be my day, Wednesday.
So you said
I'm gonna black out everybody else.
Black out everybody else.
Matter of fact, I'm doing a show by myself.
Wow! Look at my name. But check my name out. Check my name out. Wow! What that
Hey,
say?
J Black Monday. You can have Mondays.
There you go.
You have Mondays. J Black has Mondays. I'm gonna have Wednesdays.
Oh my gosh!
What day you want, Cam? You still got Friday. You still got Friday.
I just want to block Jay. I just want to play.
No, but wait. Before you get mad at Jay, you still got Friday open. Like Friday could be. You know, I'm almost thinking about jumping on Friday, but you better say something quick. I already said Wednesday.
I don't think Friday is a good day. We kind of real loosey goosey on Friday. I'm gonna take Thursday. I'm gonna do Thursday, Throwback Thursday.
You're gonna do Throwback Thursday?
Yeah. I don't want Friday. Friday was too wide open.
And we still got Cash App Thursdays that may be coming. That we still.
That's for other people. No, well, let's get focused. It's us.
Okay,
Hold it down, I'm playing. No.
Look, I know Shorty Do-Wop be like, yo, what's up with that Cash App Thursdays?
How about Michael Shawn Cash App Wednesday? Damn it.
Got days, man.
But today is Monday, so it's Pay J Black Monday. Show some love, people.
No, first of all, that don't even count because we haven't started the promotion yet.
That's
so
true.
Take that off of there. We haven't started it.
Oh man, my edit button ain't working no more. Look at this. This is. I gotta
reboot for the propaganda of J Black. J Black.
She got it up there too quick. That was just terrible. That was just terrible.
The propaganda.
That looks so much better. Just J Black. There you go.
Just J Black. Don't even put your Instagram.
Shiny overruled me. She overruled me.
There's always an overseer.
Right?
Take it off.
Look, you can never be the boss.
At least my IG name. Can I get a follow?
Take it off. Just leave it J Black. Matter of fact, just put J on that. Put J.
Yeah, Shiny is for the foolishness now. Y'all see this now, right?
No, she be playing.
Yeah, that's all funny.
There
it is.
There it is. Just J.
Yeah, this old J.
For those on Free Agent Radio who are listening, we have our names on our pages, our squares when we do our yard stream, when we do it for a Media Room 360. J has been reduced to a J. J Black has been reduced to a J.
The lowest you could go is a small J.
Is that a capital or a small J?
That's what I said. It looked like an I to me.
But it could go to a small J. You never know.
I think that's a small J because the
Nah,
capital
that's a
J got
small
the
J.
cross.
No,
Yeah,
it's
you got the
small
you got
J.
the small J. You
Yeah,
little
but
J.
small with the dot on it. Okay, I'm just a small
Can't go below it, Jay. There ain't nothing else you can do other than just taking it off altogether.
Oh man,
I'm gonna take that.
These are like magic tricks. You should like them, Jay. These are like magic tricks.
Oh, I think a Cash App just came in though. I think a Cash App just came. $ IMJ Black _ Thank you. See, the love is there. You keep it coming.
This
Show
ain't
them
your
guys.
day. This is not your day. This is not your day.
See, they remember $ IMJ Black _ They remember that. It's not even underscore. It's just dollars. I look without it being on the screen. I done forgot it.
He done forgot it.
IMJ Black.
Somebody give Thirsty Man some hydration. You need some water. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Grab some water.
It's Monday. Oh, geez.
All right. Now, before the break, you said you was going to share your thoughts. I don't want to make you forget.
Oh, God.
He forgot.
No, I didn't even forget. I just don't even feel like saying it in there. Listen, how about this? And we were talking about everything that's going on with cops, and they're wrong. They're wrong.
Yes.
It's unjust what happens to minorities with police officers. But let's just say, hypothetically, in this magical thing, if I could control this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I guarantee you, police officers will no longer kill any minority in an unjust way. Everybody, whatever happens, will be in an up and up. It will have nothing to do with race. Cops will, the reform will be incredible. Let's say this magical reform happened. The justice system changed.
Mm-hmm.
And the reform happened, and cops weren't killing people because of their color of their skin. So the cops are good. Would black men stop dying? Just want to know.
So now you're gonna reverse it to the black on black crime.
No.
That's
Would Hispanic men stop dying in the hood?
Nope.
Say whatever you want. They always tell me in these AA meetings, control what you can control. Stop worrying about things you can't control. Not saying we should not worry about police officers. What we can control. What can we control? We've been brainwashed to the point where we brag about killing each other. And it doesn't happen in any other music. Any other music. Doesn't happen in any other music. They do not brag about killing each other. I've been listening to hip hop since 1979. I have heard over 3 million different ways a dude could kill another dude, Joe.
Kill you, then bring you back to life and kill you again.
They be like, Mike, why?
Then I come to your funeral.
I come to your funeral. And it's happened in real life.
Yeah.
It's happened in real life, y'all. We ooh and ah at these battle rappers who got different ways of telling you how they're gonna kill you. We ooh and ah about this. Like we really like, dog. So if the cops were no longer a threat, which of course that will never happen, but if they weren't, we would still be in danger. We would still be in danger. For a second, let's just keep this a buck. Just for a second.
Right.
We get really mad at white people when they cross the street, when they see black or Hispanic men on one side of the street.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We get really mad.
We get offended. You ain't do all that for.
We get offended.
Ain't nobody worrying about you. Yeah.
So let's just say it's me and you, Jay.
Okay.
And we're somewhere on the street. We see a corner of 10 dudes all hooded up.
How much money I got on me first before we had? How much I got any jewelry or like?
No, we just regular. We just regular. We regular. We just regular. But it's 1 o'clock in the morning. We go into the car. We're really gonna walk through the 10 dudes.
Is it our hood versus like?
No. It's not even our hood. We don't live there.
We don't live there.
Yeah, we don't live there. We don't live there. We don't live there.
Any alternate routes?
I'm being honest. We would have to, because if we cross or look like we're intimidated, that's a problem. And now that's going to garnish somebody approaching. So you got to walk through. You just got to be with your hands free and on guard. You just got to be ready to go. What's up, homie? You just keep it pushing. I'm being honest. I've been there before.
Okay, so we both agree we have to walk there.
We have to,
but we really don't want to.
Yeah, we know that the heightened sense of awareness is on.
The pressure's on now.
Yes, just be ready. Keep your head on the swivel. You got to be ready at any second. It can go down. Yeah,
because you already know it depends on the mood of the crowd.
Yeah, I take my glasses off. I remember take my glasses just in case. Take my glasses off.
Take glasses off.
This is about to go down.
If you got an illegal taser on, you grab your illegal taser.
Funny.
If you got something,
the potential.
But in actuality, if we did have a way out of that situation, we would take it. It's just that if we take the other route, then they're like, "Oh, now we're gonna get them because they P words." Yeah. Now we gotta go. That's the insanity of our culture.
Yeah, we can't cross the street. Like, you can't be no punk. Like, you can't.
Can't run a sweep. Can't run a sweep. 4th and 1. Got to run it up the middle.
And the thing is, if you by yourself,
if you by
yourself, you might as well turn around and just go back. Because now you're at the. If you don't have nothing on you. Because listen to the insanity. Listen to the insanity. I'm not even a street dude. I've been in street situations. I'm not a street dude. If you're by yourself, right, and you're walking past these 10 dudes on a corner, and they're all hoodied up, you got your hoodie. They're thinking he must have something on him to be this crazy. And God forbid you have a skinny chain on. God forbid you have anything that's nice on.
What chain, punk? It's my chain. Good.
This is the craziness. Our worst enemy is us.
Well, wait, you imagine you with your girl. Like, man, I can't help you. I can help myself. But now you and your girl.
No. We turn it around. We turn it around. If I care about you, I'm turning around. If I don't care about you, guess what? If I don't care about you, we walking straight through the crowd.
You got to put her in front of you. Yeah, it's going on, fellas. You know,
I hope for the best. Hope for the best.
Look, why you ain't just let him grab your butt? Like, what do you mean? Like,
dog, it's the worst thing ever.
What's the big deal?
Why you ain't protect me, Mike? He pinched my butt. You saw him. I didn't know what was going on.
I didn't even know what's going on. How about you just tell her the truth? What you want me to do? They grabbed your butt. What you want me to do? You want to die tonight? What you want me to do? You just be happy that we just went through
that. Be crying.
Situation that one of your butt cheeks was grabbed. No, it's sad. It's sad.
I'm good for maybe 2 of them. I probably would be good, but the other 8, I don't know. What do you want me to do?
What you want me to do? And then what are they gonna do to you? Just think about this. What are they gonna do to you?
Oh God!
After it all jumps off, and I let off 3 joints, and then the arms. What are they gonna do to you when I'm bloody sitting there and they look at you like, "What up, girl?"
Next, what's up?
Turn around.
But the flip side, if it was 10 white guys with her, for some reason it ain't the same. It ain't the same mentality.
It ain't the same. It depends on what tattoos is on whose face,
or their neck, or their eyes, or their cheeks.
If they all bald, if they all skin, if they got the skin head look,
they the good old boys.
Yeah, no. Because I'm like, okay, all right, here we go. And that's the unfortunate part of America being so in love with guns is that everybody gets tougher because they have a gun, especially if it's legal and you're legally carrying it. Now you're tougher. Now you're walking in those situations, acting as if somebody else can't just shoot you, even though their gun's not legal. So if guns were not legal, and let's just say nobody had guns, and listen, it don't mean you're gonna win every fight. But at the end of the day, it's just, I know it sounds so simplistic, and I know because we're way past this. We're way past this. Way past it. Do you know in London, because guns aren't accessible, like even like a lot of the officers don't have guns in London. The epidemic is cats getting stabbed up for real.
Oh, no guns. So they be poking everybody.
So they just poking people. My God, man, this is nuts. I don't know how I made it to the age I made it to, because I know I've been down some dark alleys. Jeez, I know this had to be God. We've been in some bad situations.
Yeah.
Some bad situations.
Yeah.
I almost thank God for alcohol in those situations, because if I didn't, I would have been like, yo, how did we make it through those situations? But it's so drastic now. It's so drastic, man. It's depressing. And we try and make you guys laugh, and we will continue to make you laugh and do our best to just have fun on IG Live and have a good time and everything like that. But it's just like, it seems like every Monday we come back into something crazy. And there's another story. I forget the gentleman's name, so I don't want to mess up his name up. There's another story. But we never did the McDonald's.
We never even did the McDonald's. We got to pay that.
The five-year-old who was killed in the McDonald's drive-thru.
All right, play it. Play the clip.
Video of the scene shows a car in the drive-thru riddled with bullet holes through the back window and trunk. Jaslyn's grandmother says she was with her father, Bryant Adams, when the shots were fired. Police say the two were inside of the car when the man was shot in the torso and the little girl was shot multiple times.
Like, we looking out the window, he real loud. Press the unlock button. 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 Unlock! Oh, shit, they killed the baby. Look. Oh, shit. Fucking baby, shorty.
But one of the thoughts I had at the same time, as sad as that is, what was the dad into bringing that drama to his family and his household to where somebody, because they clearly was targeting him.
Oh, that's
the flip side of that for me.
No, it obviously was. You ain't riddle that car up for no reason. If you're watching Snowfall, this happens back in Snowfall, and this is the early 80s. It's the same thing. A little girl gets killed, and they're like, oh, damn, we killed the little girl. I hate to bring the I'm just saying, like, this is something, and it happens all the time. So where's the outrage? And I know people have said this, but it goes on deaf ears. Where's the marching to find the guy who did this?
That's what the officer said. Where's Black Lives Matter at now? Why they not coming out? Where's Ben Crump trying to figure out who did this? Why is it not balanced?
And those were white cops who took that baby out of there and tried to rush her to the hospital. This is how confusing this is. And people on the sidelines, they tripping, they doing, they're trying to open up a car with a 5-year-old who's dead in the back.
So, yeah.
This society is out of control. This is, and I don't want to get into the bigger picture and the whole thing of how this has not happened by coincidence, that this has been dictated by powers that be in this country who have made this damn near impossible for the average person to be able to get out of this mess. This is bigger than everybody. It's bigger than Nino Brown. The drugs and the liquor and the violence and the doesn't take hip hop and use it against us and use it against us and take everything we create and use it against us and put that hatred in everybody's heart and we can't walk down the street with people that are our own race or our own color without feeling threatened. And then we are mad at white people because they feel threatened. And then we're like, why you keep grabbing your purse? You know why she keeps grabbing her purse. You know why. Not saying we all rob. We don't all rob. The majority of us don't. But we scared of us. We scared of us. And there's a bigger plan. I know there's a plan. I know what this government has done to this country. I know what they've done. And I don't know how to shake it out of us because we can't even protect ourselves from ourselves. And I applaud all those who marched and made sure that the killer who killed George Floyd goes to jail. And I applaud everybody. I'm just like, this is so maddening. Like, I don't even know what the answer is anymore. It's like we talk around in circles. And all we can do is pray that it doesn't happen to us or one of our kids. Yeah. Cam got 2 sons.
How old
Jay
are they?
Got a son.
How old are they? They got to be out in the street.
15, 16, and they both over 6'4".
The worst thing you could do, be a black man over 6'4".
You a target. You stand out.
Yeah. They don't like typical teenagers. They're big, especially my oldest. He look like he's in his 20s in terms of his physical
appearance. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't see no cop looking at him as no 16-year-old.
Yeah,
that's
no,
sure.
he fit the description. Yeah.
Yep.
It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. And I man, listen, all the money in the world, like everyone's like, Jay-Z needs to do this and they need to do all the money in the world can't change the mentality that they brainwashed us into.
And is the unconscious bias as well is there.
I don't even think it's unconscious. I think it's conscious bias. I think it's absolutely a conscious bias. But can you imagine like gentrification, when they take urban neighborhoods and they move everybody out, then a bunch of white people move in and it's nice. Can you imagine if we did that ourselves? Can you just imagine the hardest block you've ever been on was safe? Was safe. So your kids could play and it was safe and clean. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Paying the same rent you're paying right now. I'm not asking you to move out. I'm asking you to be in the same place that you are right now and pay the same amount. And it's safe and it's clean. Now people don't have to risk their lives and their freedom to get out of our own neighborhoods. I'm going to sound ultra, take it the way y'all want. I'm going to sound ultra elitist right now. Where my parents live, I live 5 minutes away from them. I grew up and moved 5 minutes away. I didn't have to risk my life to get out of where I was from. Half the problem is that these neighborhoods are so dangerous and people are dying so much that they have to risk it all just to get out, do whatever it takes to get out. If we just made them safe and clean, nobody would have to do that. Now, if you moved out because you wanted a bigger house, that's because you wanted a bigger house and you made it out and whatever. But if your kids' kids could be raised in the same neighborhoods and you're happy, and everybody's good. You're like, listen, we're good. The block is clean. Look, the kids play. We ain't even got to watch them.
Yeah.
And people will look at like, how could that happen?
I'm sitting there thinking like, there's no way. Like,
but it was there. It was there. And then they put in the drugs. They put in crack. They put in the liquor stores. Snowfall's not just a movie. It's a CIA reality. Oliver North was the guy who took the hit from him. He was the guy who was running an illegal war against the Contras. And Ronald Reagan was the president. Ronald Reagan lied. First he lied. Then he came back and said he didn't know that they were funding an illegal war based on crack. They were funding it based on crack that was being sent to LA. That turned out to be the demise and destruction of cities all over this country to this day. That ain't no make-believe. That's a fact. Thanks to my dad had me watching the actual committees that went there and put Oliver North on trial. And he was found guilty, and he's fine. Nothing happened.
Yep.
Like, dude, like if we could just clean up our own blocks and just say, hey, everybody's cool here. We're good. But can you imagine if somebody really went to us? We're so brainwashed and said, listen, everybody pays. The rent doesn't go up. Your place is clean. Neighborhoods are safe. Grandmothers, kids, aunties, nobody's going to get hurt. The only thing we need is that you don't sell drugs. Can you imagine what the repercussions of that would be? Listen. Let's just say I had $1 trillion. Listen, everybody can live here. You pay the same. We're gonna remodel everything. The only thing is, can't nobody sell drugs? I want to see how that would go over.
Big business in that, though. Yeah.
All right, I've been on my soapbox for too long. I apologize, y'all. It's just this.
I wish I could see the comments to comment back to y'all, but I'm having some issues right here. But now, thanks for all the comments. Thank you. I'm sure.
It almost feel like it's like I almost want to say things are hopeless, but then I realize how blessed I am, and I'll be damned if I say it's hopeless when God has blessed me with 3 daughters, a fiance, and the fact that I still have my parents and that my sister's alive and stuff like that. So I can't say it's hopeless. You can't say it's hopeless. You can't, because that's ignorant to say it's hopeless when you've been blessed with so much. And we all go through our struggles, all of us. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say it's hopeless, and you got to try and figure out.
It's just an uphill battle to try to be able to make that impact. But I guess it's one person at a time. But that's just it seems so not realistic that it's like, why even try? Just to be honest, it's like, well,
or you have to look at it is it's not set up for us to see the end result. Sometimes we got to be the first, second, and third step that gets things to where they need to be, so you don't get to see the end result. The same as like a Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, who didn't get to see the results of what they really did.
They didn't get to see the results. Yeah, and you're right on that.
So yeah,
I remember one person said, but like when I was on the radio, and they were trying to tell me that most fathers aren't there for their kids. And then I said, I started naming everybody that worked at the radio station who was a father and was there for their kids. Yeah, I get that. But that's not the ones I'm talking about. So then I went to my personal life. I went to my friends, right? I started going to my friends who have kids. And I was like, all right, you got Jay, you got Cam, you got me, you got Fearless, Aaron. I started just going, I haven't talked to Hollywood in years, but I know he's got kids. You got Big Rob, takes care of it. The majority of people take care of their kids. And I was thinking the reason I bring that up is because the majority of people that I know are good people. You know what I'm saying? Like the majority of people. So when we're like, it's hopeless, it's really not. It's just that the minority is shoved in front of us. And the news is not going to do a story on Cam raising his 2 sons. The news ain't going to do a story on what Jay Black and his wife are doing, raising 2 kids, and you have more kids than that, but 2 kids in the house right now. How your relationship with your kids are. Nobody's doing a story on that. They're only going to do a story if one of our kids is strung out on crack, gets shot by a cop, or is on their 3rd baby by the age of 16.
Or got a wicked jump shot.
So I almost want to pause, and I know if we're going around in circles, people, we're going around in circles because we're human beings and we're trying to figure this out the way you're trying to figure it out. But we trying, so we can't use the word hopeless. We can't, because in each of us on this show, Mo is raising her son. The majority of people we know are doing the right thing. It's just that's not going to get promoted. That's not going to be something that's going to be, that's not going to be. Look, Cardi B can grind on Megan Thee Stallion, but they're not going to talk about her breastfeeding her daughter. But they'll put the cameras on when she's grinding on Megan Thee Stallion. But they're never going to do a story about her and her child in the park or anything like that. They're always going to reinforce this negative narrative over and over and over again, man. So we can't be hopeless. We can't be hopeless. We gotta keep. What's the point of even being here if we're not gonna keep going and trying to do, even doing this show and being allowed to say what we're saying and express ourselves, so y'all don't see us as just three dudes who talk about three dudes stuff. And we do sometimes. We're gonna have fun, but you see the other side. All right, y'all. We taking a break. I'm going to smoke a black and mild. We'll be back. Michael Shawn and TakeOver Legends. Yeah.
Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
I woke up for this.
That's what happens when you my co-host. Listen.
Touche. And I'm happy to be your co-host.
I already know.
Mike be cheating on me. No,
I'm gonna tell you this.
Out.
With your wine, get it all out. With your wine. First of all, I don't cheat. Okay, I do cheat. All right, never mind. So I do. I have. I cheated for 8 years.
You had Claudia Jordan sitting up here. You cheated with that damn that chick from Texas. What's her name? Dee Dee, I just want you to know, all those years you might have been getting ratings, and everybody might have been, oh, Michael Shawn, oh, he's the best. You was the side chick, Dee Dee. Please believe. You wasn't nothing but the seat warmer, the clean up woman.
She was very right.
Because my man always comes back home.
You gotta go back home.
Okay.
Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn and TakeOver Legends. Michael Shawn. That's Jay Blizzy, Jay Black, DJ Cam, Ghetto Celeb #1. And trying to, because everything is so heavy on the show. Like, everything's so heavy. So now it's Monday. We cannot not talk about DMX's funeral.
Yeah.
And the service.
Yes, the service. What? On the with all the bikes out.
Yes. And
for miles.
And then Brooklyn shut down and everybody, then Swiss Beats gets on there and, Swiss Beats says his says what he says. And I'm not mad at Swiss Beats. I'm not, we don't have that, right? We don't have.
Yes, we do. We have. So at the funeral service, Swiss Beats and a lot of artists, Eve spoke, Styles P, Drag On, Nas, Jadakiss. It was a lot of D and Y. A bunch of people spoke, and Swiss Beats, his speech, actually, a lot of people was talking about it. So yeah, we have it.
First and foremost, I want to give love to the Simmons family, DMX kids, and everybody that love my brother very dearly. Words can't describe our loss, but our gain is heavy as well, because we got a real serious person upstairs that's looking down on us, and that's going to guide us through our journey. He keep popping up on me. He started the show late today. He already up there acting up. You know what I'm saying? But, the only part is like, I just wish all these people showed up for him when he was here. You know what I'm saying? You got thousands of people claiming who they are and tickets and things like that. This man needed everybody. He didn't need everybody when he's not here. He needed everybody when he was here. You understand? So we gotta learn how to celebrate each other while we here. I don't want y'all to show up to my shit when I'm gone. Unless you was showing up while I was here. I want to be sent off with the same love that I had when you were standing next to me. The things that I'm witnessing from my brother's passing, it was a big educational thing for me to learn. I'm glad that I got to see it at this age. A lot of people ain't your friends. A lot of people ain't your family. And I need everybody to do a will. You have to do your will. You do not want strangers, bloodsuckers, handling your business when you're not here. You want the ones that you love handling your business. But I'm gonna make sure my brother's straight. I'm gonna make sure my brother's family's straight, my brother's kids are straight, and everybody in here better do the same as well. Because this is not a fashion show. This is not a performance. This is a real life day-to-day. And I love everybody that really had love for my brother, because when you see me, you see him. Stop!
So listen, everything Swiss said was right. Like, it was on point. It was right. It was, you know, he said, wish people would have been there for DMX when he was alive. He's right. I wish, he said, everybody should have a will. And he's right. And he said, this is not a fashion show.
No fashion show. Y'all should have been there for him when he needed y'all. Y'all should have been there then. This ain't no fashion show.
And people, I struggle with addiction. I really thank Swiss for saying that. What do you want people to do, man? Like, what do you want people to do? Everybody's living their own. I'm not saying what he said was wrong, but everybody's living their own life and going through their own struggles. We can't be there for people. I got 3 daughters, a fiance. I can only help Jay Black and Cam, my best friends in the world. I can only help you but so much. Like, I can only help you but so much. What do you want? Like, guilt tripping people at the end of the metaphoric day. And in this case, it's not the end of the metaphoric day. It's the end of the day. DMX made some choices that could nobody reverse. I don't know what you want everybody to do. I wish you were there for X when he was here. And what did you want me to say? Like, what did you want these people to do? Drag DMX and tie him up and put him in a rehab. And then after he gets out the rehab, tie him up and make sure he never relapses again? I love Swiss. I love his passion. But we have a weird way of saying God don't make mistakes. But then when somebody dies, we're like, gone too soon. Which one is it, people? How about this? I got one better for you. How about sometimes, and look, I'm no Bible student, and how about when we say taken too soon, how about God just says he suffered enough? You don't need no more of this. And I'm going to give you a break.
Godspeed. That's what I call it. Godspeed. It happens when it's going to happen. Godspeed. You have no control of it.
You have
no control of it. None. You have no control of it.
What is to say taken too soon at 82 or taken too soon at 24? The people who love somebody at 82 still don't want them to go. And I don't, and when it comes to like being there for people, I don't know what you want them to do. It's your responsibility. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just saying what they're taking too soon is like, of course, they look at the younger ages. When you're in your 50s, you shouldn't be, in a lot of people's minds, and 40, you shouldn't be dying. Everyone should be living to their 90, 100 plus, and going from there. But when you die at a younger age is where the shock comes in. Is like, too soon. Like Left Eye, she just yesterday, it was her anniversary of her death, and I saw a lot of posts about that. She in 2002, and it was like, man, she was young, and like, man, going too soon. So I kind of get what they were saying with DMX is going too soon. Is like he still had more he can offer, but he had them vices that he's been dealing with. And Swiss was just saying he needed that real support from the people that, I guess, to say X, you could do it, or try to support him going into the rehabs, but like you said, you're grown, you're gonna do what you want to do regardless. There's nothing if 100 of y'all, 1,000 of y'all said, if he don't want to go, he don't want to go. He don't want to get help. He don't want to fully change. It's just not going to happen. So I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It might sound crazy, but I'm telling you, sometimes I think people who die super young. Sometimes I honestly believe it. Sometimes people who die super young is God saying, you don't need to suffer through what this life brings you, because I don't care. The best life brings suffering. The best life brings suffering. And sometimes when we lose somebody like Aaliyah, and we go, God, that's so tragic. Well, maybe God was just like, you know what? You don't need to deal with the bull that you're about to go through. I'm going to give you a break from this. I'm going to give you a break from all these dudes who've been trying to run up in you. Because that's another thing we don't talk about Aaliyah. Boy, you old 25, 30-year-olds sure are passionate about her, boy. Oh, y'all don't want to talk about that.
Let me come back to it. I think we got actually Eve spoke there. Philly's own Eve was at the funeral, and she spoke. And I mean, I was glad that she was there. I know she's living a whole nother country.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's out of the States, right? I think she live over somewhere. But I think we got Eve audio though. We got Eve. You got that?
Let's hear.
First of all, thank you for the energy that everyone has brought here today. The celebration of how great we all know DMX was, what he has left behind. I am seriously the luckiest woman in the world to have been adopted by the Rough Riders, but to have known DMX the way that I knew him, as a man, a father, a friend. This is so hard, y'all. What I pray, what I hope, I pray to God, I pray to our angels, I pray to our ancestors that his journey was smooth. I know that he will rest in power, rest in love, but most of all, he will rest in peace. Thank y'all.
So, yeah.
Okay, let's just all right, let's move off DMX. We'll come back to it. Let's move off. Let's move off. All right. Just want to let y'all know something. Let's just say when we're all super famous, when this show is like super famous and just let's just say hypothetically, I happen to die first. Right. Okay. This is what I need y'all to do. I need y'all, mind you, this has nothing to do with DMX, so please get that out your mind.
Okay.
Everybody remove.
It's Michael Shawn's hypothetical.
This is Michael Shawn's hypothetical. Because I'm a cynic and I know how this works, and this has nothing to do with DMX once again, but I know how this works in this country. Let's just say when this pops off and this show is huge and we're syndicated throughout the country and everything's going crazy and we're doing tours and Cam is spinning and I'm doing comedy tours and we're all on tour, and then all of a sudden something happens to me. Okay, I need y'all to have the one funeral just for the family, right?
Mm-hmm. Just immediate family.
Small.
Okay.
Just us. Just, you already know who it is. Y'all already know who needs to be there.
Okay.
We don't need no extra. Then do the one for the fake bastards who want to be around, and make it nice and big and stunt on these bitches, right? Make it nice and big, right? But just understand what the game is. And when you do it, Jay and Cam, and when you do it, make sure everybody and my kids profit crazy off of it.
Okay.
So if you got to sell streaming rights, if you gotta make it a pay-per-view, you have my total. I'm telling you right now, this is right here. This will forever.
So this is your will. This is your will right here.
This is mine right now.
Your will. All right.
Pimp that thing for all it's worth. Give all them people who never really F with me their time to shine. But just make sure we make money off that thing. Make sure you make a gang of money. Now, feel free to tell them, we know you're a fake ass.
Don't tell them. You got that
like
covered.
we know, but Mike told us, let's make as much money because y'all fake asses are what's going to make us a lot of money. So get on your radio stations and promote that you're going to be there, and we do the whole thing. So we have the ceremony where it's just probably 50 people, maybe 100 that are sincere and we're there. And if I happen to pass before my parents, show them this, and it's like, this is what Mike said, and trust me, my mom's gonna be like, okay, he was serious about this. This is what I'm serious about. Because the reality of these of funerals is that there are a handful of people who are crushed. And then there's showtime at the Apollo. Then it's showtime. Everybody wants to share their great story. And no, when Swiss, and we go back to the DMX, because Swiss said, y'all, I wish you guys would have been here when he needed you. It wouldn't have changed nothing, because that's not human nature. There's only going to be a few people around you when you need them. There's only going to be in real life a few people who really going to ride out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't going to be part of those 30,000 people who watched him perform at concerts or at Woodstock or the year he went platinum 2 times. It ain't going to be those people. It's going to be a small pocket that are going to be there who are going to be like, yo, I really know what you're going through. So if that's the case, and the reality is the reality, then pimp that thing.
Yeah, they tried. You saw the Rough Riders DNY. It was up there saying, "Hey, new album coming out soon, and it's just as good. Okay, it's better. It's just as good as the other ones." He was like about to say it's better than the other albums. Hey, coming soon. We're gonna need y'all to go out. I say, oh, it just felt so weird hearing that. Not in that moment.
You know, the sad reality is the sad reality is reality. That's what it is. Those cats are trying to get in. Come on, how many people have had situations in their family where somebody passed away, when the festivities were who was going to get what from the house, and people were taking stuff, and oh, she'd want me to have this, and she'd want me to have that, and they'd want me to have this, and you're sitting there going like, how pathetic are you? What are you doing?
Yeah, it happens. That's real.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't promote the album in that moment. It was weird. Like, you know, you say you got to read the room. The energy was sad and somber, and you telling stories and not, oh, go get this new album that's coming out.
And that's why that will stuff is something that's real. Because the first thing I thought about is having a will and having a video will, so y'all can hear my mouth say, yo, promote the comedy show, the comedy DVD, and promote this because I need my family to make money and hear it out my mouth because the vultures are out, yo. And it happens on a big scale or small scale. You can be worth $1,000 and that family comes in there ready to ravage, ready to get what they can get.
I need 950 of that, son.
Exactly.
I leave you 50, but I need 950. Mike would have wanted me to have that.
Oh yeah. Mike would have wanted. No, it's going to be on video. Everybody who Mike wanted to have something is going to be on. It's going to be written and it's going to be on video.
No, that car. He said he knew I always wanted a BMW. That car. He said Jay should get the BMW because that was my boy, and I knew that's what he wanted me to have. Where the key at? Y'all got the key?
And you know what you do? And you know what you do? For real. You know what you do? Let them say it and be like, that's what he said. Is that what he said? He did. All right. Lower that screen.
Go to tape.
Lower that screen.
Go to tape.
Well, I need you to watch something.
He said that, right? Can everybody gather around before we bring the screen down? This gentleman said that Mike said
he could have a car. He wanted me to have a car. Yep.
Yeah. Girls, they said that your dad said so. Bring the screen down and just yeah.
He said press play. Let's go.
And press play. Because I'm telling you, like, it's almost that's how pathetic families get. That's how pathetic. You literally got to have a written will because, you know, you can interpret the words, I should say. Sorry. Interpret the words a certain way. Like, oh, well, this is what he meant by no. You need the video one. So the person can be like, no, this is what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You get nothing.
Unless you're married. I guess if you're married, then the wife or husband would have all the rights to everything.
But you know what? With the video, because you know people still fight. Like people could still fight.
Not a
like,
wife.
No. Wives have gotten screwed before. That's why I'm saying do the video so your face can be right there on some old. Yes, this is what I said. She gets this, and have it so that she has that protection. Because what if your wording wasn't correct in the will? What if the wording gets misconstrued and a lawyer starts to dissect that maybe he didn't mean this and maybe he didn't mean that? That's how scary it is to die.
And most blacks in Puerto Ricans, do we really think about a will and writing that stuff out? Like,
I haven't thought about a will until I think it was not DMX didn't make me think about the will. It made me think about the will with the in Texas when it was freezing outside and I was in the apartment.
Cold. Didn't know
and I was cold for real.
And I said, go in the car, but I want to stick it out. I'm going to put 2 extra blankets on. Mike, there's no heat. You can't go to sleep in the bed with no heat and it's below temp. You might not wake up. Go sleep in a warm car.
And when I woke up and I saw that air, I said, oh, I said, you know what? That could have been a really bad mistake. Like I might not have woke up and I don't. So that's what started the process to thinking about having, like, you got to get this will, you got to get the life insurance, but also the icing on the cake was the video will. I'm reading my will. Now, we probably exaggerated. We probably ain't going to have to read it at the funeral. We're probably not going to, but just in case, it's just good to have just in case.
Oh, he didn't put that flash screen on there. Oh, he wanted me to have that. I knew he wanted me to have that flash screen. There's no reference to the TV.
Put the screen down. Bring the screen down. Nobody, whenever they hear the word, bring the screen down.
This is about to go down.
Everybody's like, no, never mind. No, it ain't even about that. It's not that deep. It's not. Are you sure?
I wanted
sure
that PS4. Yeah, because he was just saying how he wanted me to have the 4 because he already was getting the 5. So the 4
Oh man.
I want it all. You're right there. That's how they do.
He told me that relapse again. I helped him write that. He said if anything happened.
Oh, y'all didn't know? Y'all didn't realize I helped? Oh, yeah. I wasn't worried about the credits being listed. That was just something that me and him had agreed on.
Yeah, me and Mike was just talking.
I was a ghostwriter.
Yeah. For real? You were? Bring the screen down.
You know that new Yeti microphone he got? You remember that new?
Just what?
Yeah, I'm gonna need that mic and the cord that comes with it.
He wanted me to continue his legacy, and it's Jamal and it's Jay Black and the TakeOver Legends. That's what he wanted me to continue that. So I need that microphone.
At that point, that's the one you just go like, yo, keep the screen up. Yo, we gonna beat your ass right there. Like we know for a fact we gonna beat your ass right. Like you're not getting out this house right now, dog.
He got the new name of the group and everything.
Got the whole thing set up. Got the whole thing set up.
That's what he said. Y'all don't know. That's what he really wanted. So he said the mic, the hair. I need it all. I need a whole setup. I need it all. We doing this in honor of Mike, y'all. We gonna keep the legacy going.
And no, like I know, like in all seriousness with it, like even like this is a morbid. People will say this is a morbid like subject, but it's not. Like you should deal with these topics while you're healthy and alive, so that the people that you're talking to, you know, your significant other can be like, okay, he was in his right state of mind. He wasn't on his deathbed and said, yo, this is what I need. And we can actually talk about it because, dog, like this is like, I don't know about y'all. I don't want to be buried in the ground.
Yeah, you talking real Mormon now. I was playing around. Now you keep going deeper and deeper.
No, I'm talking about.
Now you want to be cremated and across the ocean water.
No,
and,
I want them to. I want my kids, like everybody. I think everybody gets a little bit of my ash, and then you're good. Don't put me. I hate the ground, dog. First of all, I didn't go camping. I hated camping. I never wanted to camp. What would make you think I'd want to be in the ground?
You don't even like talk about this. Ugh.
No, I'm just saying it's real. I'd rather everybody got a little bit of ash. So when y'all party,
Sally keeps saying a little bit of ash. All right,
everybody spread a little bit of ash. Everybody gets a quarter.
I hate how he says it, but I get it. I get it.
A little ash.
Get a little bit.
You get a little bit so that you party when you guys are having Easter or I don't like Easter, but but it's like New Year's Eve, y'all got to y'all know where Mike Shawn's right there. I'm right there.
Everybody can bring all their ashes together.
Yes,
every year for the birthday.
Everybody brings their little thing.
And then we come back and
don't spread me over don't be doing no corny stuff. We're gonna spread them over comedy stages. Shut your ass up. Nobody care about old comedy stages.
We tore down Madison Square Garden. We gotta put him over here. We had a lot of sold out shows at the Garden. Best believe me. I know he would want some of his ashes right here on this ground.
No, don't waste my
Apollo.
ash.
Remember, I remember he was hosting.
That's where it all began.
Apollo. Let's put some right on the thing. Yeah, we're gonna rub the.
Don't y'all waste it on that rat infested Apollo. Don't y'all waste it on.
He had a lot of good nights at the Apollo. He had a lot of good.
I had a lot of good nights.
I
had to get. I played with the band. Like I never thought I'd ever be able to play with the band like that. Like they were like turn. You know how they do a song and they end it turn. I was like, and I raised my hand and they would end it turn. Turn one time, turn two times. No, that was amazing. And I was a little bit tipsy, but I was perfectly tipsy. Like I was perfectly tipsy. That was hilarious.
We gotta put a little bit of ash there. We need a little bit there.
No. Don't put no ash there. Don't put that fire hazard. Don't put no ash there. Don't put that there. The bottle don't deserve my ash. Don't do that. Just take everybody. Just give my kids. Stacey have her portion. Monty and Killer, or they all get their portion.
Everybody get their portion.
Yeah, everybody gets their portion. You're good. And then holidays, the specific holidays. Don't do the holidays I didn't like. Don't go above and beyond.
No Easter, no Christmas.
I'm not an Easter dude.
He's not Easter.
I'm not an Easter dude. But then
at that point.
It was cool.
Yeah, because then hopefully I'm in heaven, and if they find out, then Jesus is like, "Yo, so you weren't an Easter fan?" And now I gotta explain. No, I wasn't a fan of the Easter Bunny. I was totally a fan of you coming back.
You know my intentions in my heart, guys.
Yeah, you know my intentions. It was about the propaganda I was mad at. I wasn't. Like I knew when you came back that it was amazing. The resurrection was,
and it wasn't gonna be no bunny around you, no bunny.
Yes, I just didn't want. I don't want my ashes around bunnies.
Them comments,
Him and JC.
But that's why Swiss said you want someone that loved you handling your business. You don't want someone that wasn't one of your loved ones to be handling your stuff. So Swiss said it best, like he said in that speech. So
and Swiss put that pressure. He said his whole family's gonna be good. And I was like, wow, that's really nice. But I said, but damn, there's a lot of pressure.
A lot of kids. There was a lot of people on that stage, Swiss. A lot of them kids. You gonna take care of them all? That's what. We're gonna make sure they all.
Was it 12? Was it 12 kids?
I lost count after 8.
We had like 17. It was like 17.
17, yeah. It was.
Swiss got the money. I'm just saying, but then it's like the kids, and then it's like the aunts, and it's like when do you put the limit? Like when does it go like when it becomes limitless?
I guess when you hit 18, and then they cut off probably at that point, right?
Damn.
You should have figured something out by now at 18.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but
I mean, listen, him and DMX, when they tell them stories about them sleeping on the floor together, and then them cats was going through hell and doing, like, I get it, and I respect them. I just know when man, some of the shadiest stuff I've ever seen is at funerals. Some of the shadiest stuff I've ever seen. I'm like, man, y'all are. I mean, I've seen shady stuff from people who are good people who got shady, and I was like, wow. Like, what in the world is going on? And I was a kid and I knew it was wrong. So if you're like 10 and you know some adult is doing some wrong stuff, you got to be really wrong. Because normally at 10, you like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I was at a funeral. We used to all, in my family, when somebody would die, they'd go to the same funeral place. It was called, what was it, Raymond or something. It was under the train. And it was crazy. We always, every time somebody would die, everybody go to the same funeral home. And it was the loudest funeral home ever because the train, it was literally under the train. Like the train ran over it. So it was like every 10 minutes, like, and went to a Catholic like funeral. It's very symbolic. It's very like something, man. Then the train just comes. Like, why doesn't anybody pick a different funeral home? Like, why do we come to the same noisy ass funeral home? And then it was always like no matter who died, it was always like the contest to see who was sadder. Like the mother and the father should be the saddest. Or if the mother or father passed away, it should be the children or the grandchildren. It's y'all people who really try and outcry somebody who's, it's my parent. How are you trying to outcry me? Like, what is this show that you're trying to put? Let me tell you, I don't know. Listen, I can just tell y'all my experience in Puerto Rican funerals. This was almost like a challenge to see who was more hysterical. Mm-hmm. And it would be, and the person who was crying the least would normally be the closest person to the person who died. The person who was crying the least, who was just sitting there watching the show be performed. Oh, and then I like, once again, I'm Catholic. I don't practice it, but I was raised Catholic. So it's the one more time when you have to go past the casket and you know, to say bye, which is always the hardest part. If you're close to that person,
they're about to close the casket up. Yep, they're about to close it.
You're already effed up. But at this point, when you're so close to somebody, you basically shut it down. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to get through the moment. It's always a cousin or somebody who literally has to throw themselves on a casket. And you're like, I know they didn't F with you like that, dog. Like, what are you doing? It is the biggest, it annoys the hell out of me. And as the older I got, first I'd be scared. When I was like 5 or 6, I'd be like, wow, this is scary. Like these people. Then I was like 8 or 9. I was like, okay. Then I was like 12 or 13. Then I was like, dog, this is ridiculous. Like, we don't even F with, the family don't F with you like this, and you're putting on this show. And then it would be the like to the point where they just pass out on the floor in front of, like, I remember when my Uncle Mingo passed away. I still don't even know who this person was who put on this show. Like, nobody's ever explained to me who this person was who put on this legendary show. And I was like, you got to be kidding me right now. Like, I don't even know you. Like, and I know who he knows. I was like, man, the only good part about Black and Hispanic funerals is the after party, which is called the repast.
Let's get the food popping. Let's get some music going. Let's celebrate. Tell some stories.
Exactly, and get the alcohol popping.
Yep. Yes, that's first and foremost.
Get it. At least we can officially. And I hate, they call it the repast. I said, just call it what it is, the funeral after party. Just call it the funeral after party. And just make the announcement: the funeral after party will be held.
Doors open up at 8.
Doors open up at 8. If you don't bring a plate, you're not eating anything. So if you don't bring something, you ain't getting nothing. Let's just call it what it is.
Oh my God.
And when we say it's over, it's over. Ain't nobody lingering. Like, it's over. Doors open at 8. It ends at 11. Get on out of here. Like, we're not.
Tips are required. Tips are required.
Yes, we're gonna pass the hat around. Tips are required. Stop playing. Somebody got to pay for this. Like, let's go. It's the funeral after party.
Doors open at 8.
Doors open at 8. People who are live in free before 11. What? Did you say people who are alive? Or?
That's funny. All right. I feel like we need another break because I don't like talk about the realities of life because that's what this is. But yeah, it's like, all right.
Yo, I'm telling you, family is the best and the worst at the same damn time. Family is the best and the worst at the same damn time, man.
Never lied.
And if one of y'all tell another lying ass story at the funeral after party, one of y'all tell another lying ass story because everybody you know that didn't happen. Yo, I remember when. Dog, shut up. That did not happen.
Yeah, he called.
So they were shooting and then we shot back. No, you didn't.
And that's when I pulled him right before the bullet came out.
Right before the bullet came out.
I remember.
Truth be told, if I'd been around him now, he'd still be alive. Man, you don't shut your ass
They all know. They don't. The streets know. They don't mess with me. They know. They know.
That's when the alcohol done kicked in.
Yeah.
The alcohol done kicked in.
If I was there,
Yeah, the realest thing my cousin Sonny ever said. My grandfather, my dad's father, had he had Alzheimer's. And he was in a nursing home. Now, my dad's father was a real stern dude. Like, he was really stern. Like, nobody played with him. Like, in real life, on the block, nobody played with him. He just wasn't to be played with. This wasn't who he was. So when he started getting really bad into Alzheimer's, he said, we found out that he had got into it with one of the nurses that was a dude.
Okay.
And I guess he had popped the dude, and the dude hit him. And then the whole family was like up in arms. And they were like, we were outside and everybody was doing what Jay Black just said. If I was there, my cousin Sonny said, I don't know what I would have done. Depends how big the nurse was. Right?
It's real.
He said, and number 2, if you told me that my grandfather punched him in the face for no apparent reason, I kind of believe the nurse. So I don't know. We seen Grandpa. We seen what he's done in his right mind. Can you imagine? But the funny thing is when he was just like so basic, he's like, I don't know what I would have done. And I always remember that in my head when everybody want to tell a story of what they would have done in a certain situation. Because I thought that was the most honest thing. I don't know what I would have done. Maybe I would have ran. I don't know. Everybody got the story that they would have changed the world in a situation. They would have stole the car if I was there. No. I think they still would have stole the car if I was there. I think it still would have happened. What woulda, coulda. All right, let's take a Black and Mild break. And I gotta stop smoking these Black and Milds at a certain point. Man, I'm telling you, I'm smoking entirely too much, y'all. There'll be some irony. I gotta stop smoking these Black and Milds. Mike and Shawn and TakeOver Legends, y'all. Happy Monday.
Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
All right, that's our fast food critique right now.
The chubby Mike critique. Just the chubby Mike.
I like the thin Domino's because you can eat like 2 pies with the thin.
Oh wait, we got a
That
picture of
was me
Mike
right there.
with the hot syrup. Look at the chubby Mike
Right there. That's IHOP. That's IHOP right there, y'all. That's IHOP right there.
Look at the chubby Mike.
For those people who think I'm lying, that's it, right? That person right there would go to a 24-hour McDonald's, right, and get the Big Mac, the #1, right, with an orange drink, and I'd get a 1/4 pounder so I could eat it on the walk home. That's ridiculous.
Look at that, Mike.
Hold on, don't make me send my picture of Jay Black. Look at Jay. Tell me he looked like Professor Clump. He pointed at the cup like he's still cool.
Michael, Shawn, and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
Free Agent Radio, download the app. You probably already have. Or if you want to see the visuals, Media Room 360. And check that out. It's a Monday, y'all. It's a Monday. It'll get better. We'll be back to the silliness. We'll be back to just having a good time. And then we'll also have these conversations. I actually have a pastor named Pastor Sarah that I have to respond back to her. And I got a little bit of problem with pastors.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, wait, Pastor Sarah.
But Pastor Sarah, I got to tell you, because I'm going to text her this afternoon and bring her. She's dope.
Oh, you going to bring her on the show?
I want to bring her on the show. She's Jamaican. She's amazing. And she has this energy that's super, like, ridiculous. And I'm still going to ask her the typical pastor questions. I'm going to ask her, like, are you supposed to get rich off of God?
Does she talk hardcore Jamaican, or is it like a more Jamaican?
No. She's Jamaican. She probably ain't coming on the show because of your ass now.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
Who's a Jamaican?
I'm trying to see.
And how would you even know if it was Jamaican? Like, how would you know?
When I hear a name like Sarah, I don't picture a Jamaican for some reason. I don't think.
No, there's Sarahs in Jamaica for real. There's actually Sarahs in Jamaica. There's some Alice's.
Oh no, it ain't no darn Alice in those.
There are Alice's in Jamaica.
You think Bob?
Yeah.
You think Jamaica when you hear Bob?
Well, Bob Marley, so yeah.
But his name was Bob.
His name was Bob, buddy.
His name was Bob.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
His name was Bob, son.
But Bob Marley made Bob cool for Jamaicans, if that makes sense. Or I'm not even sure if he's Jamaican. I don't even want to.
But you think there's not an Alice in Jamaica?
No, Sarah. Honestly, you said Sarah. I don't picture a Jamaican named Sarah. I'm being honest. That's why I'm like, she's Jamaican.
No, she's not. She's so
Wagwan. Yeah, Jamaican Curtis. I used to be Jamaican Curtis.
Conwad Connor. Sarah Connor. Yes, he lives in Jamaica.
The Terminator?
He makes it tough to have people on the show.
Wait, no. That was Sarah Connor was in the Terminator. That was a major role she had.
You can kind of keep that in your head. I did.
Oh, okay. Oh, but you thought it though, Cam. See, but you thought Sarah Connor.
I didn't say it though.
But they were Sarah Connors before the Terminator. They were Sarah Connors before.
But not Jamaican. That's the thing.
Oh boy.
But all right. So is she coming on? So she may be coming on the show. She might be coming on the show.
We exchanged contact.
Well, she doesn't see this. She
doesn't see this nonsense.
Have some fun.
Oh my god!
But you gonna ask her some real pastor questions.
Yeah, because but I like her. I don't want to stereotype every pastor.
Did you hear that? Yeah, because there was a pastor in the news. Yeah, we could talk about that. Where there was a pastor in the news that got the PPA loan and was buying cars, and I just saw something in the news about pastors frauding the government to get that PPA loan, and they blew through all that money.
See, there he goes. Now all of a sudden, because she's pretty. See, that's not the point. She's a married woman, and she's inspirational, and I like her. I like her message. I like her energy.
So Jay, you made the assumption she was the Jamaican person.
I just didn't picture Sarah to be a
Why did he take his glasses? Why did he take his glasses off to look? Why did he take his glasses off?
She's maybe Caucasian, and she's okay.
She's black.
Is she black or Caucasian?
She is black.
Look at her hair. Look at her hair. Look at her hair.
She's black.
Yo, Jay, what is wrong with you? Don't you know? Like, oh my God.
He got the Mondays. Jay has the Mondays, though.
Oh my God.
I'm not the only one thinking this. Her hair don't.
No, you really are. You really are. You really are.
But no, she's very okay. She's very attractive. Yeah.
Jay.
Oh, I gotta think before I speak. Okay.
No, just sometimes.
No, just keep talking because I want you to say the same thing when she gets on here.
Oh no, I'm not gonna disrespect her. I just didn't know.
I don't know. Maybe she is interracial. I don't even know. I just know she's she's Jamaican, and I think she's an amazing pastor. And I think she has beautiful energy.
Did you picture a Jamaican Sarah and then her to look like that?
You talking to me or Cam?
Cam, I'm gonna go to Cam first because Cam, he gonna agree with you.
No, I met her. Like I interviewed her when I was working. Yes,
like,
I knew her. That's what I was saying. Yeah, I met her.
But Cam, did you think a Jamaican named Sarah and then look like that?
The picture came up. I just thought that was for something else. I didn't even put that with what we were talking about.
Oh, answer the question though. Did you?
I just did. I didn't tie all that together as you did. You know, you tied it in and went right in. Oh, she's gorgeous. Oh my God. Oh, she's not black.
I didn't say she was gorgeous. I just said she's attractive. Yeah. Now I was trying to see because I'm like nearsighted, farsighted, so sometimes I gotta take it off just to get a little.
No, he took the glasses off immediately. He was like, Jamaican, she can't be Jamaican. Her name is Sarah. And then also he took the glasses off, and he was like,
She was dope.
Look at her shot. She's a very. I really like her energy. Like y'all are amazing, man. She's a happily married woman.
I'm happily married man. I can't give a woman a compliment to say she.
No, I'm just saying you're lustful with your compliments. Like you like your mouth is watering
in their head.
Jeez,
we can't. I see what we can't do no more on the show.
God,
let's give our compliments. You gotta keep a straight face.
All right, y'all. This has been great. I'm done.
Yeah. We're having a lady on the show.
No, I'm finished. I hope we're gonna get her on the show. I hope we're gonna get her on the show. Jesus, my God. Golly, man.
No, the hair. I just didn't know. Maybe
it was hair, and then he said.
Maybe it was tracks. Maybe she had tracks in there, or that was one.
And he goes the hair. She has to be.
Maybe it's a lace front.
Look at her hair. Look at her hair.
Now he's a lace front. He learned a few things from my daughter. My daughter making wigs, and now he's an expert. I saw the lace front.
Yeah, I know the lace front.
You don't know.
All right, you can take the picture down.
All right, we're done. We're done. It's been great. I want everybody to enjoy their Monday. Just everybody enjoy Monday.
She's gonna be on Wednesday, you said?
I'm gonna try. I'm literally gonna reach out and follow up.
So are we allowed to be there?
Allowed to be there? What?
For the interview.
We're gonna do it here.
Remember, he said he was gonna do Wednesdays by himself.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do Wednesday. Oh, he doesn't forget. I was gonna
for the cash.
Now we acting up like he did with the guests. I don't know if we're going to be invited.
Gotta ask questions. Solo artists.
I don't really.
He might say
I don't know about myself, but I know I don't need Jay Black. What you say, Cam?
I said you might go on a break and then me and Jay don't come back. Like, what's the other 2 hours of the show? What are we doing?
Our cameras go dark. Like, oh, you're on your own, Mike. Just like that, like Mike on your own.
My whole thing was everybody had their own. I didn't mean do the show by ourselves. I said everybody had their own day for the Cash App. So like Cam, that's why I said your Friday if you wanted the Friday, but you said Thursday. I said Wednesday, and Jay has Monday. So on those days, the only Cash App that goes up is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we just go like those days. It's just yours.
And for the record, I got 2 donations this morning. $2 IMJ Black. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, it's cool. So get your Netflix update, and you're good. Like,
Get my
make
own.
sure you
Hulu. I'm gonna get my own Hulu account now.
get your own Hulu account and stop bumming off of everybody else trying to know everybody's code.
Don't play with me, Amazon Prime. You next. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
This dude is the one dude. He comes over your house. Don't let him touch your remote control. Don't. See, will finagle, and next thing you know, you have no idea why you can't give your mom your code. You're like, well, I can't. My mom's like, my Hulu doesn't work. What are you talking about? You have a code.
No more.
No damn more. All right, we're good. Everybody enjoy their morning. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. And understand there's only one thing in life that is guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. Don't let anybody steal your happiness. It belongs to you. Fight for it. Michael Shawn, Jay Black, DJ Cam, Sexy Mo will be back with us tomorrow morning. Shawnee Scott, Media Room 360. Yeah.
Michael Shawn and the TakeOver Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.